Alright, hello! Hi! Everybody that's watching both on my stream and Gerald's. How are you? Okay, don't answer. I see how it is. It's not that.
Okay,
Sorry,
that was clearly addressing the viewers, not us.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. And the viewers really let me down. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
It's just,
Well,
Jesus,
I've been
one
telling
job.
you this, but they don't have access to your Discord.
Ah.
They also don't exist, so you have to give them.
They're there, I'm sure.
See,
Listen,
at least I got a duck
non-existing
in
is
chat.
not an excuse, alright? Anyway.
I don't know what the duck means.
The voices in the past didn't exist, and they still talk to me quite frequently. I don't know. I don't know why that's a stipulation now.
Anyway, then I guess I'll ask the people that can actually respond to me. Hello, everybody here at my gaming table, quote-unquote table.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys? Good, I hope. Absolutely fantabulously perfect.
As I've mentioned in an unknown period of time ago, I am overtired.
I am probably
That
the
is
worst
a
I've been in
common
while.
theme on Fridays. I don't know why.
I don't know why when I have to wake up at 3 a.m. for work and then.
Listen,
That can't be it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
sidetrack
don't
the
gotta
game
go
real
with
fast. OBS had an update, and the only thing I can think that they changed is how smooth the audio bars look, because they look 10 times smoother, and I
that's
don't
very
know why, but it looks
Hey,
so nice.
Any
It's satisfying
small
as fuck.
quality of life updates is
it's
always
just-
appreciated.
It's just flowing
I'm
so
still waiting
awesomely.
for the next patch that updates my quality of life.
The IRL
anyway.
patch.
Yeah, not to bring things back on board that I sidetracked. But I am Jack. I am here to run a D&D game called The Western Trail for me and my friends. Today I'm going to be the sheriff of these parts, and I would love to introduce my players to everybody who doesn't already know them.
I'm the sheriff of my own parts, thank you.
I don't want to be the sheriff of your parts specifically. It's fine.
I mean, you can be the
moving
sheriff of
moving from left to right based on my screen. Zaltu, hi, how's it going, man?
I want to die.
It's okay. You have. Hello, Castor.
We made this joke last time.
I know. I'm gonna keep doing it till it's not
Jack,
funny.
have you
anymore.
have you not heard of a running gag? Like, come on.
We need
kidding.
original content.
I mean, I've ran and then I've gagged.
Zaltu.
Yeah, same thing.
You walk through
Yeah.
the Valley of the Shadows, only to find that parts of yourself are removed and replaced by some unknown entity. Eventually, the final thoughts, the final memories replace them, and you find yourself to be Castor.
It must be a Tuesday.
That shouldn't be funny.
Yeah,
That shouldn't be funny.
It's also not Tuesday.
it's funny every time.
Chef,
Hi.
unceremoniously shot behind a shed. Clayton Draze, how's it going?
Hey, well, it's not quite much different than how things normally go, so I'm here.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You have some big things to do today, so just
I've
make sure
been-
you have a
I've been-
full stomach.
I've been working on it for a bit. I could still eat.
Gerald.
Okay, I'd like to say hi, but I have to go. There's a mission. I have my buddy though to take my place for today.
Yeah.
His name's Lucius.
Oh,
I gotta go though. So I'll see you later.
Planet needs
Sorry.
you.
All right, bye, Gerald.
Oh,
I'll check you on the
we'll
flip
miss you.
side. Thank fucking God. I love Lucius so much more than
Oh
Gerald.
man,
They
look
don't
at
give
shit
me
that
weird
guy
vibe, I
is.
cannot handle it.
Yeah, no, look, I think there's something just about the suits that he wears. Lucius killing it. Gerald,
Is that a clan rope?
like 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that kind of hurts IRL. Ooh.
You know when you're joking and it goes too far?
There's a little bit of truth behind every joke. Yuck.
The good news is you now know how everyone who's been killed by vicious mockery feels.
I guess.
It's just that feeling, and it's just, I'm out.
Oh, that's great. Hi, Lucius. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm not depressed like that guy, right? I have a cool staff.
It's like that's the fantasy. That's why I play D&D, so I can play somebody who's not depressed. That's
What's
very
your
not
character
true. I
trait?
play a lot of
Depression.
characters that are depressed.
Most of
Yeah.
mine.
I can't be
Easy
depressed if I'm drunk all the time.
Pretty much. I think that's a real thing that exists that we should all take advice
Hey,
from.
I'm realizing
I'd
I'm
be
playing
sad, but
myself.
there's beer that needs to be drank.
Glares at the fact that alcohol is chemically and legally classified as a depressant. Yeah, no, have fun.
Eyeballs the alcohol surrounding the room. There's no problem here.
And moving on, Spooky.
Hi.
How's it going? You know, Truckgun just ran you right over. Your body was Magic Girl replaced by Simon Nikiforov
God, it
as your
feels
place
like
in
it.
this new world. You still feel the pain.
You know what? Simon has a migraine because I have a migraine.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Simon always have a broken bone somewhere?
Kind of.
Yeah, I feel like Simon's always injured.
Because he's a frontline man with no qualifications.
We could get you medium armor. That's
I have fighter, so I have at least a
Yeah.
little bit tankier.
Yeah, you can get medium armor.
Unfortunately,
can't.
instead of a sweet harem, you have instead these three idiots. Wow. How's that for us subverting expectations?
Well, he's not a sexual man, so this is the ideal outcome.
Yeah, there you
He's got too much money to earn.
go.
Can't risk these thoughts stealing.
Anyway,
I ain't saying she's a gold digger.
so now that everybody's been properly introduced in their characters as well, let's go ahead and get the recap for the week done. What
Okay,
happened
I
last
got
week?
this. I'll take this
Do you-
away.
do
Don't
you
even
have
worry
this?
about it. Absolutely.
All right.
So what happened? We were in the wizard's tower, the
Mhm.
mobile vehicle.
Yes.
And the wizard we figured out. By figured out, I mean we accidentally stumbled upon the fact that if no one's looking at him, he changes age. Extremely varying between like super young, super old, a little bit in the middle, and then just anywhere in between. He's got an extensive library
Like
that's only
clockwork.
organized. That's only organized by whether or not he likes it.
Yeah, it's all emotional based.
The plane's fine. It crashed into the foyer, but the foyer fixed itself and the plane was fine. We left. That's right, we left after making a business deal, being the smart entrepreneurs we are, to get this man research as long as we can get part of that research as well. And we went to
Dunes
mining
Reach.
Dunes Reach. We went there and we went underground under the church cult
Cult is
lie we
strong.
have going.
We're on a mission from God, and that mission just so happens to coincide with going to this town and basically doing whatever we want and telling them that we're on a mission from God a lot.
Yeah. So we went into the mines. The foreman didn't seem to like us that much, but didn't care that we were there. And we learned that if you pump enough spell slots into something, the crystals, that it can basically be you. You can imbue some of your own magic jazz into it. And we've collected a bunch of that, I think. Or no, we had a bunch of that.
We already had
That we want to now practice with and see if we can just make it us instead of random creatures we have to fight.
Right.
That's as much as I remember.
And I remember the question asked, what happens if you ingest a bunch of it? But I don't remember the answer.
The answer was just a vague very bad, or probably very bad, as nobody else has really tried that.
Technically, what I believe is it's as bad for us to eat a lot of this as it will be for this thing to eat a lot of the crystals that we're making, because essentially you would just start taking this power into yourself that would try to overpower you like a parasite and kind of like drain and control your body. But then the opposite's true. If you make enough of these crystals that have your power, we can push them into this huge sprawling entity and try to poison
So
him
if only
instead.
there was some sort of limiter to prevent it from getting too in control, but allowing us to still utilize its properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like work for
It's
someone with a
essentially-
bigger brain than us.
That sounds like
it's-
someone with Arcana abilities and of 20 intelligence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wonder where we're gonna find one of
We
them.
knew someone.
Anyway,
Man.
here's a Jack coin to Simon there for, recapping up a little bit.
My very own.
So yeah, just to fill in some gaps, essentially how it works is more like on a power of wills. A lot of it gets into you. You might find that you're much harder to control whatever it is that you put inside of yourself. The same way can be said the other way around. While the crystals aren't connected to the main body, there's still a connection there, but it's more or less severed, and they're working on their own quote-unquote will. By infusing your own spell slots into it, your own essence, as it were. You're essentially trying to overwrite that will. And I think the plan was to kind of just introduce this into the main body at a point where it would become very convenient to have it basically fight off a viral infection of wills.
It's like poisoning someone while you're in a fight with them.
Yeah, basically. So that was pretty much what I understood, and that's what you guys have been doing for the past week now. In fact, it's been long enough that Volgan has actually called his giant walking castle around, and it is now kind of just parked itself right outside of Riverdale.
That's very
Shit's
helpful.
fucked, yo.
I
think audio just came back.
right here.
I just changed the music. Was it something different for you?
I mean, I couldn't hear jack shit from anyone.
Oh.
Did you not hear any of what we were talking about?
I heard up until the end of the recap.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
So basically what he's saying is that the crystals kind of have a will that's exerted over them already.
Right.
And we can overpower that will with enough magic on
Right.
enough of a small share of the crystal. So our plan is to exert that will, create a bunch of little, basically infections that we can shove into the main crystal body, so that while we're trying to deal with it, it'll be weakened because it's trying to fight off an infection while also trying to deal with us.
Right.
Pretty much.
Oh, and we have a location for where we believe the heart to be of the crystal.
Yes.
God.
That's
the
right. And
Harthsteader
I have
mine.
that name written down. Harthsteader Mine.
Harthsteader mind.
Which is kind of like at the epicenter of this entire radius that Castor personally pointed out when you looked at a map that a prospector had made up.
There's a giant
Essentially,
bullseye that no one had bothered to,
it's not exactly center. It's also like not exactly something people have been looking at. There's also other reasons that may exist that you don't know of why people have been turning blind eyes to this.
Well, and from what we know, the government kind of knows that this exists because they have specific like protocol set up to try to prevent it. But because they have a protocol to like keep the crystals small and workable, they also are like limiting the amount of times that this actually pops off. So
There's
it's a little harder.
It's something to remember is that this is a very profitable venture for the country. A lot of money is involved, and just because there's we can't mine this, well, I guess we'll just lose all profits. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
it's
nobody wants to lose out on this cash cow.
Pretty much. That's something that can be easily inferred, that if the government knew about this, there's no guarantee they'll just stop because of that.
Yeah, that's why we didn't even for a second think about telling people about this. You're just like, we're gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah, it's not necessarily something like a special military power will say. If they sent you specifically, it'd be like, just pacify it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's like something that's not even like a logic puzzle. That should be fairly obvious to a lot of people here, especially since all of you are outside the law for the most part.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, that's weird.
I am the law.
No, the government's the law. You're outside of that.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like
enough about
Really
discussing pseudo politics from an unemployed young person.
yeah.
One second, let me just make sure I got some stuff set up. So, Clayton, you are currently huddled in what is essentially kind of like just a basement of the one of the storehouses in Riverdale. It has been pretty much put on guard when you got here, and of course, Jax lets you have free roam of the place. It was your idea to put it all up. And you have been, over the course of a week, tirelessly, and I mean exhaustingly, infusing magic into all these small little crystals. And because they're so small, like, you're able to exert your own influence over them fairly easily. And what you essentially have gotten here is an entire storeroom of crystals with your own magic in them. And you climb on out from the bottom of that cellar through the front door, to which Simon is currently sitting down, and you look haggard.
Oh, fucking Clayton is like it. I imagine because it's like a basement and there's no AC, like he's fucking sweaty. Like he has his like poncho and shirt off, and it's just kind of like wiping his forehead. And for like this moment, you notice that it seems like there's like a snake-like burn on his like right hand that just seems to be like spiraling and like slithering up his arm. That's like going down his chest a very small bit, but he's just like, all right. I think it's done. I'm not gonna pretend like I know exactly what the fuck happened down there, but there are no crystals down there that I didn't do something to, so something happened.
Oh man. And that's kind of like, you've been pretty concentrated. Most of the time food has been brought to you because you've had to work on this so tirelessly. And that's when you do notice that Volgan's walking castle is currently parked just outside of town. You can very clearly see it just outside of a town that's supposed to be hidden from most people's view.
Oh, well, it's a nice gesture, but it might alert the locals, don't we think?
What are they going to do about it?
When did the mountain settle in, by the way? when did that happen? I feel like I haven't seen the sunlight in a while.
You've been in the basement.
I know, but like, I swore I would have noticed that. I was
Clearly
invested. God, this is a lot of work. You know what? Next crystal god, y'all getting it. Y'all are getting the next crystal one.
That's great. What is everybody else doing? What has everybody else been spending their week kind of setting up?
The sword.
Meditating.
Lucius?
You could say meditating in a way.
Meditating with a cold hard drink and an aching knee. Anyway,
yeah.
At that time, Volgan has ceased his conversation with Jext as they have finally finished catching up, as it were. And Jext kind of leaves him alone as Volgan does come up to the storehouse. Notices that you have climbed on out, Clayton, and has begun talking to you. And he says, I still believe that this is entirely ludicrous.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the domain I work under.
I'll take note of that. Anyway, what seems to be the plan now, Cowboy?
Well, I believe we have a place, the Harthsteader mine, is where our wonderful assistant and resident crystal expert has found that we should head to. I mean, I don't see another way out of this than confronting it.
We could always ignore it.
We can't ignore it anymore, Castor.
I've heard that Madagascar is quite lovely this time of year.
Eventually, this will leave America if it's not. You're aware of that, right? Like,
so eventually, it's not our problem.
No. I mean, when I mean it'll leave America, I mean it will keep the spot it has and just grow until it's up.
I've got a man named Elon Musk says he might be able to get us to the moon.
That's
Good point.
wonderful. And when he rings you up, you let me know. Until that day comes, I feel like we really need to care about this planet we're sitting on.
Just a,
I mean to
a
be that
couple
guy.
100 years off. Just a little bit.
All right.
Maybe it's friendly.
Did you hear about his
It's
capless
not.
batteries?
You haven't vibed with it like I have. It's definitely not friendly. It's if there's one adjective, it's hungry.
Maybe controlling is also one word you could say for it.
It's my first word. Hungry was my first word. It was not my last.
Alright. Well, if you are ready, I can absolutely get you the Harthsteader. I don't know what exactly your plan is. But I suppose you're the type of person that comes up with those things as you go.
Honestly, if there's one thing that you need to know about me, it's that if we have a plan, I'll forget it. And if I remember the plan, I'll ignore it. We'll be fine.
Just do me a favor and don't make the situation worse than it already is. I don't think that's possible. That's why I'm kind of letting you just go hog wild on this, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Alright. Well, if I've got any semblance of a plan, we gotta get to the mine. We gotta get these crystals down there. We gotta find the heart of this thing. And we can start with a discussion. Maybe it does want to stop. And if it makes its intentions clear, well, we make our intentions clear as well. Fair is fair.
Usually, in my experience, that doesn't work. But you know what? It's first time for everything.
Yeah, well, I've been told many times, hey, don't do that. It's never going to work like that. And I'm still here.
Is there a place to get armor in town?
In town? It depends on the type of armor. What are you looking for specifically?
Just medium armor, really.
Just something. Medium armor.
Yeah.
Let me look.
How much are you willing to spend on this medium armor?
As much as I deem useful. It depends. I'm looking at a couple of them right now.
All right. You can let me know on that, and I can figure some out.
We don't have the chain shirt, do we?
No, I just sell that.
Yeah.
I can sell my old armor.
Yeah.
Sick.
I have that lingering on me.
Yeah, that's right. You got the elven chain, so you don't need the studded leather anymore.
Yeah. So 22 GP my way then.
How much is it usually?
That's half rounded down. It's 45 for studded.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, you can take the rest in silver.
Shit.
So it'd be 22.
Five silver, right?
Silver. Yeah, so it'd be 5 silver.
Yeah.
I played this game a few times.
Okay.
What about a chain shirt?
Get out of here.
Yeah, and you're able to sell that armor. It wasn't too fucked up in the gargoyle attack. Still absolutely works.
No, mainly my leg though.
No, that was a crystal golem attack.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What about a chain shirt?
A chain shirt?
Yeah.
Chain shirt. Yeah, it's less like a shopkeeper would have it, and more like somebody would have procured it when it comes to Riverdale. But they'd definitely be able to sell it to you at full price.
That's fine by me. I don't have the charisma to haggle.
And so it's for like
they don't really have the charisma to haggle either, but they do have guns.
Yeah.
Sick.
And then Clayton's just like getting his armor and stuff ready on for the day, and he's just like, oh, it's so heavy and it's hot, and I just got out of a basement. It's fine. I'm not complaining. It's all right.
Sounds like you're complaining.
I'm not complaining. And he's just like, oh, chain shirt, chain shirt, chain shirt,
chain shirt gang.
You're not wearing a chain shirt.
Yeah, well, it's right. And he's like, has to unbutton it because he wears it under his like button-up shirt. He's like, yeah.
He's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess so.
And then he has to awkwardly rebutton his shirt, like, just trying to.
Yeah, just remember, you can't have mage armor cast on you because you're wearing armor now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes it the same.
It makes it the same.
It does. It counts as it basically
becomes 13
that,
plus
yeah.
dex, so it's fine.
It's literally his mage armor, but he doesn't have to use a spell slot on it.
That's true. That's always a nice bonus. Half blade is also something you might want to look into in the future. It's being the best armor you can wear. I think the best armor anybody in the party can wear.
Yeah, we have no heavy armor gangs.
No. All right. Whenever you guys are ready, and you get your finished preparing here in Riverdale, you can move up to Volgan's tower, which has kind of been parked in such a way it's like a spider sitting down, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I got it.
It's kind of closer to the ground, and you're able to easily get onto it. Volgan has no problems as he doesn't use his legs to get there.
Well, neither
Technically,
do
Clayton
I
doesn't
now.
need to either, yeah.
Yeah.
But whenever you guys are ready, you can hop on board and go to the teleportation circle, and he will gladly just put you straight down there in the middle of whatever's going on there.
Anybody need anything else?
I'm trying to think if I need anything else.
Him and Molotov strutting.
It's unknown exactly when you'll have another chance to arm yourself with things, so keep that in mind. It's kind of like the text prompt is going up, like, this quest will take a while. Are you sure you're ready?
Let's get some dynamite.
Do we have any?
I mean, Mozen's like, well, I'm glad you asked.
Did
someone say
dynamite? I think I still have the one single stick from way back.
Oh, you know what I did?
He's willing to sell you. He's willing to sell you it by the crate load. At a fee, obviously.
Well, I don't have money.
You do have you have gems though. You have a lot of gems.
I've got a bunch of fucking
Yeah, you
jewelry.
can trade
Yeah,
those.
gems from what?
Every
He
time
just
we get
collects them.
gems, we give them to him and we take all the money.
Yeah.
That's
He doesn't
that's
want
why
money.
we never split the money to Castor. It's just we only ever give him gems because he's like,
Only ever interested in
yeah, he likes crystals.
Well, listen, I have some horse jerky as well.
I don't think he's open for horse jerky.
a fine material.
So
I'm pretty sure
depends on
Mozen's the
how
type
much-
of person. He'll take that as like a friendly gesture, but he won't take that as currency for dynamite.
So how many
well.
sticks of dynamite are in a crate?
That's a
How
that's
much
a good
horse
question.
jerky is the equivalent to
In a
one
crate
dynamite?
is probably 26 of dynamite in one crate.
26?
Okay.
That's not really a crate.
And
Wait,
he's,
how
he's selling
much
it
is a crate?
specifically by the bulk.
Wait, 26 or 20 sticks?
20 sticks.
20 sticks. Okay,
okay.
all right.
I heard
Oh, I
26.
thought I
got
heard
you.
26.
Yeah,
That's even less.
that felt like a good point of contention to get clear.
How much for a barrel of black powder, of gunpowder?
A walk to
Mozen
the
just
attic.
goes, whoo! I wasn't expecting to sell one of those. Let's see here. Man, for an entire barrel.
Simon just puts his head in his hands like we're gonna make a bomb. Our cart's gonna be a one big bomb.
Perhaps.
I'm
Well,
gonna
we
just
aren't-
elbow you and be like, hey, I think we're gonna make a bomb.
He's
literally
willing to
have
sell
so
it
much
to
fire.
you. God, God, I won't even. 100 gold for an entire barrel. How about that? How's that sound?
How much is in a barrel again? Do you know, Chris?
It's all like there's
barrel.
these
A
stats
barrel.
for barrels. Look up
barrel
what the
full
volume of
of
a D&D barrel is.
Barrel.
That's how much gunpowder.
I can only find the radius and the height.
40 gallons.
40
About 40 gallons.
Cool,
or
prepared
4
me for
cubic
this.
feet.
It's exactly 42
Solid.
US gallons.
So 44 cubic
Castor
feet.
would like to buy 20 sticks of dynamite or 40 gallons of gunpowder. Now, one is 100 gold pieces, while the other.
It's very much like
How
the
much-
price has been put on like
How much could he
while
buy
you're
with one
talking.
block?
Yeah, how much for the sticks of dynamite? Like
For
just the 20
sticks.
sticks? Because sticks are more useful to me in the moment.
I'll say
Yeah.
30 gold for a crate of 20.
I can do that.
You can definitely get more than 26 worth of dynamite out of a barrel. of
Right,
gunpowder.
but I kind of need them in a.
We don't really have like
I
rolling.
How- how
don't
much- how much-
know.
How much do you think it would cost with having the raw materials of the gunpowder.
No, we don't
Time.
use
To
time, basically.
hire the
As soon as you
dwarves.
guys get
I
in that
don't
tower,
have
as soon as you
time.
get in that tower, you're teleporting. You don't have like travel time to work on this, unfortunately.
I know,
Like you
but
would
that's what I'm
usually
saying.
have the option of. Actually, so this is like the first time you've just been like, poof.
So here's 20 sticks of dynamite. I'll just buy a crate. Who wants how many?
I will take 2.
All right. So there's 18 left.
Did you say 30 gold?
I spent
Yeah, 30 gold for a
30
crate
gold
of 20.
I believe most of my gemstones are worth 50.
Well, that's too bad. You
And
might
I
have
have
to just
30,
buy 2.
yeah. That's still not enough.
Well, I mean,
I
you
need
just
to
add
buy
another gem on
5.
there, and then
I
you
need to
can
buy
I can add more
5.
crates.
I'll take 5 crates.
You know, absolutely. I mean, I'll be a little bit low on my own supply, but you know what? There you
Five
go.
crates for 3 gems. Hold on.
4 gems.
Matt
4 gems,
did
4
prepare
gems.
me for this. All
Wait, no,
right.
sorry, the 30 gold you said.
Yeah.
Damn it.
30
yeah.
gold.
So I need to buy 300 gold worth.
No, you don't need to.
Yeah,
I
you know,
I
just
only
take-
have gems. I need to buy a multiple of 50.
I'll just go ahead and give you 10 crates of dynamite.
Here's the thing. If you spend 3 gems, you get 5 crates, and that cancels out perfectly. Each is 150 gold worth.
Yeah, but if I use 6 gems, I can.
Yes, but that's the thing is you don't have to, and we can't take all this with us.
We'll just load it in the other
We have
guy's
a
house.
giant tower. What do you mean we can't take it with
It's
us?
not ours. We can't just leave dynamite at someone's house.
You think he's gonna complain?
Yes, he's done nothing but complain since we've got
Listen,
here.
guys, listen. I just want you to know I love D&D.
It's great. Stop trying to turn other people's houses
all right.
into bombs.
I'll buy 3 crates and also a barrel of gunpowder.
We're leaving that here.
No, it's the perfect
Alright.
bomb. How much
Lucius.
damage do you think that would do?
Lucius, how many sticks of dynamite do you want from my
I don't want any dynamite.
Okay, well then I've got 18 sticks of dynamite on me. Thank you.
Mind if I'm making your mind if I'm doing business with you, Castor, as always.
Yeah.
Usually you
know
get
what?
shit done.
So
Just
I give him
case.
5 gemstones: an onyx, 2 sardonyx, 2 carnelians.
I need somebody to hold these for me. I'm weak.
Give me the time. How
Alright.
much do you
I
need?
may
You
have
carry
moved a
you
lot from my
carry, like,
inventory, but I'm not
15.
carrying shit.
That would be
Carry.
great.
So, Castor, you have yourself 3 crates of dynamite, each containing 26. You have 66 of dynamite, and you
15
have a
total.
barrel full of gunpowder. Congratulations.
Possessions saved. Other possessions. I also have 58 Gatling gun bullets
Yeah, that's true.
and 67 lemons.
It's important to know that number, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to add them in multiples of 10 at the same time, and I don't know why. Yeah,
Oh my
for
God.
some reason D&D Beyond doesn't let you add more than 10 sticks of dynamite at a time.
Weird. Why?
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost as if you shouldn't come into contact with that many dynamite.
Well, now I have 15 on
Most
the
games of
side.
Dungeons and Dragons take place in high sword and magic fantasy. Today we're on the Wild West frontier, and we're having so much. You can start a mining operation with this amount of dynamite.
We could,
Well,
and we
What was
technically are.
What was Roseanne doing with this much time in the first
Selling it.
Well,
Ah, yes, of course.
Listen, how
Many people
don't
come
ask
along
that
and
here
buy
in
60
Riverdale.
sticks of dynamite.
I
and
may
get
or may
barrels
not
of
have
gunpowder.
been. I may or may not was gonna sell it to the Dragon's Keepers so they could go on more heists.
well,
Who
inadvertently you did.
performs a heist with dynamite?
The Dragon Keeper.
The Dragon
I'm a
Keepers.
Dragon Keeper. You're aware. You're aware of how we do things here.
Listen, they gotta
Yeah.
make things flashy, and honestly, I appreciate it.
I guess the fire breath does come in handy in that case.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh no, I used the
Barrels is Lucius purchasing.
you can buy a lot. He doesn't have that much supply, though. It's very important to
Hang
know
on.
Mozan does not have
How
that much
much?
supply.
Sir, how much does 1,700 gold get me in dynamite?
I'm going.
I
all
do
in.
not have enough dynamite to sell to you.
But could you?
All right, well, what about a mix of those barrels? No, I'm kidding.
We
I don't have
we
any
need-
rope on me anymore because I think we used it already. So
I did.
you got
Oh,
any
yeah.
hempen rope, bud?
I cut my rope real quick.
I've
Searching
got
around
some
town-
really nice rope.
The
if
rope
you'd
is
like.
definitely something that you can find over at the general store. Dynamite's not something you can find there. Obviously, you have to be talking to more along the lines of everybody else that lives in town for that type of thing.
Who are
Okay.
we talking to?
He settles with the
It's
legal
changing
rope.
around as your.
Can I, as this conversation's happening, and I know we don't have much time, can I go buy out every weapon shop's stock of shurikens?
Well, you
You think
already
they're
did.
out here stamping shurikens in the Old West?
So here's,
I mean, they're in the dungeon manual, so.
here's the. I mean, so here's
I mean,
the thing.
barbarians were too,
No,
but-
none of them sell shurikens. However, there is an entire clan of Azures here that could forge them. But it's really just depending on like if this is something that you were doing throughout the week, because we could definitely say that. Because there's like,
I mean,
technically
I feel like
a
this
week out
entire process is us preparing for this
Yeah.
fight that we know is coming. We would have been doing this all week.
there. Yeah.
Like,
So if you want to like
preventatively.
commission shurikens from the Azures, sure, it costs money.
Actually, instead of shurikens, let's go with caltrops. Those are spiky, and they're a lot cheaper.
And shurikens aren't.
I think I have
All right,
caltrops,
how many
too. Yeah,
caltrops did you commission from the Azures?
How many can
I'm gonna need
34
40
gold get me?
I wasn't too far.
Honestly, they cost 3 gold per piece, so technically 11. 11
Per-
bags of 20.
Oh, 11
11
bags.
bags, which I think all have 20 in them.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll
And
be
you
fine.
will add 66 pounds to your carry weight.
That's fine. I won't be carrying them. Okay, so that's.
Swear to
11
God, if you make me carry these.
You are the strongest
just
person in the party, I think.
You're loading him up with dynamite and caltrops. You're turning him into an anti-personnel weapon.
I am a shrapnel. If I die, everyone's
I
dead.
may have been planning on putting all the caltrops in the gunpowder barrel.
Fair. You would have
Lining the
to.
outside.
I mean, yeah, you take out some gunpowder and you put the rest of the caltrops inside, I suppose. God damn it.
This is an interesting tactic, and I can't wait for it to explode while you're holding it.
It's okay. I can dodge it.
It just.
I'll just catch them. Don't worry about it.
Deflect missile works on a single projectile at a time.
Actually, a single weapon attack.
Yeah, they found him. They found him dead, but he was holding a single caltrop, so he went out fighting.
I tried to throw it back in the barrel.
But he was out of key points.
Oh my god.
Looks like
All right.
do it.
So, according
Back
to my math,
question.
yeah.
Or do you have something to finish first?
No, it's just that was a lot of caltrops. That was the end of that thought.
Okay. So the
Wait,
thing
sorry,
I was
so-
asking before.
Is it
What was
20
the first
caltrops per bag?
20 caltrops per bag, yeah.
So that's like 220.
Yep.
What you were saying?
And I have 1 gold left. And a bunch of
You're
gems.
fucking. Well, I mean, most of your money's always been in gems.
Yeah. I spent the majority of my gems on gunpowder and dynamite.
You were saying, Gerald?
So I don't know who I'm talking to, or do I just go and find somebody?
Yeah, what are you
rope?
looking
Rope?
for? Your rope? Rope, easy.
Rope?
Yeah, the general store
Rope.
owner has rope.
Okay. Does
But
it
yeah,
matter what
You
rope?
can get yourself some hempen rope, some silk rope. I got some of that nice silk rope. I don't know if
Some
that's the
of
type
Dan
of
has
thing you're into,
gunpowder
Devil
rope.
Man, but I mean,
Is silk rope
called-
better than hempen rope?
it's just another type of rope, but it feels nicer on the
It's for
skin.
intimate activities.
Technically, hempen rope is stronger, but silk rope is more usable for like certain
Shibari.
Anyway,
Uh-oh.
No, you're gonna activate Castor's rope.
It just, you triggered the word, and I'm like, oh, hey, I remember that from last week.
yeah.
Mark, that is 3 things I remember now.
You guys all got special
Man.
items.
All right, I'll get two. No,
Yeah, two,
four.
if you know, if you buy 5 ropes, I'll throw in another one for free.
So 6 ropes.
6 ropes.
6 ropes.
Ah,
We're gonna go crazy with this amount of rope.
6. Yeah, sure.
Think about the
How
amount
much
of
will that
fuses.
set me, sir?
5 gold per rope. How much is it for rope?
No, 5 gold for all rope.
5.
It's a single gold piece for hempen rope.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, 5 gold pieces, and you get 6 rope.
It can be burst with a DC 7.
Ah, yes, 6 rope. My favorite unit of measurement.
rope.
How much is
Technically, it's
that?
300 feet of rope.
I was trying to get that out of stock all fucking week.
So
None of these
know.
bandits buy rope. And Clayton's like, I fucking noticed when we had to climb somewhere, and I was like, who's got rope? And it was just me.
And then would anybody? I feel like this might come in handy. Just because I only got like 2 things to hit. I think
Another barrel, gunpowder.
a healer's kit, would that be useful?
Nah.
A healer's kit is useful for instantly stabilizing somebody without having to make a medicine check. There's a feat that you can use to heal with it, but that's a feat.
Yeah.
I have a -1 medicine.
I have a
It
+2.
might be worth
I
it for
am
you.
wise. Listen,
I feel
Yeah,
like it might be
it's probably
situational, but
It's
it
probably-
might be helpful.
I have a +4 in medicine for some fucking reason.
Because it's
I
based
think
on
it's based on wisdom, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just wise enough to know
should
that the
be
body shouldn't
intelligence.
bleed.
It
think
should
so
be
too, yeah.
intelligence because that's a doctor job.
I'm a fan of the variant skill check rule where it's like sometimes, you know, you use your intelligence for medicine, sometimes wisdom, depending on the situation, or like you can use your strength to intimidate because you're picking them up instead
Yeah.
of your charisma.
Like use a different
that
base stat. Yeah, that's usually. I think that's like something the book says is it happens
It's a
sometimes.
variant
It doesn't
rule,
even.
yeah.
It doesn't even say variant rule. It's just like sometimes your game master will ask for a specific role. You know, it's,
Can I roll my
it's
constitution?
just something I
on
don't
the-
usually
Okay.
do.
So, is there anybody selling one?
Selling a medicine kit.
Healer's kit?
There the general store would probably have one on stock. Outside of that, you could probably find a bandit that stole a few.
Mozan's got one.
So if
He's
you're-
filled with gunpowder.
One healer's kit comes with 20 uses, so we're probably fine if we just grab the one.
It's just really whether or not
Right.
you want multiple people to have one.
I know. I just figured the one would come in handy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, right there. Turns out nobody buys anything here. Why does
Well, you
nobody
know,
buy anything here? It doesn't make any sense.
If no one's
Smash
really
cut to
buying
people
it,
robbing.
then it's not worth a lot. So maybe I can buy it for like what, 4 gold? What'd you say?
Ooh, good point. Good
Ooh,
point.
ooh, ooh.
Taking up storage shelves, isn't it?
How much is a healer's kit normally?
5.
Okay.
17.
Well, you did just
300.
offload my supply of rope. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to say sure.
Alright.
He's just realizing that
Free.
he's like just now realizing that he like didn't make like any real bonus here. Oh, he's out 2 gold actually. No, I'm doing math wrong. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
out 2 gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, I know.
No,
He's
but
actually
don't worry. It's
probably
perfectly in
kinda fine.
character.
Considering how you sell things versus like what they cost to sell versus what they cost to make, he's actually probably fine just with how inventory walks in. But yeah, he's just fine.
Yeah. And then
like a day
I got-
happened.
I think one last thing. And you gotta have it right. Get some chalk.
Chalk is nice.
I have some
Chalk.
chalk. Look
Chuck
around.
Testa!
Go
There's a
through.
zone that I need to head to. I need the chalk to get to the zone.
Chalk zone.
What?
Just call me Rudy.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I was
the,
born
the
to
reference
be-
is
Have you not
lost
seen
on
Chalk?
me.
You haven't seen Chalk zone,
Isaac, I'm like 8.
He's got the chalk.
I'm like 23.
He's got the chalk. Chalk.
Only like 23.
Rudy's got the chalk.
Is that? Is
So
that,
get chalk.
No.
No.
I don't have check.
Can
You
I
don't
buy
have
something
check.
that's like double barrel?
You want to buy a
revolver.
double barrel shotgun?
Is anyone selling one?
I don't know. I think price is good enough for a bandit. Anybody's selling anything.
That's a good point.
I mean, you're not proficient in either
Most of the
revolver
people-
or shotgun.
So
you're
what's
Most of the
probably-
people, yeah, most of the people here would sell their grandmother if the gold was good.
Well, I'm not interested in people.
I don't know who my grandmother is.
Fuck your grandmother. I'll buy her at a high price.
But yeah,
Excuse me, sir. Selling your grandmother.
but no, you can probably find somebody selling a shotgun. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
What is?
It's okay, no one buys anything in this
It doesn't
town.
say it costs on a revolver, so I don't have a ballpark. So,
So it's probably gonna be more
asking-
along the lines like 150 gold for a decent shotgun.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a mechanical marvel.
What about like? Is that like a double barrel shotgun, or is that like a combat shotgun?
That's like a double barrel. there
they
aren't
have
exactly
combat
combat
shotguns
shotguns.
Just
There's not
asking,
a.
and I got it clear.
Guns were invented like 3 days ago. So it's something you have to remember and keep in mind.
Well, it's pretty much, yeah, if you're looking for like a musket, you'll find one for like fucking 10, 20 gold. But if you're looking for like something like a double barrel shotgun, it's going to be a bit more expensive. He might be a bit more lenient on the price as he's not an open merchant, but...
He's just gonna be like 100, maybe.
110.
105.
106. And that's as low as I'm willing to go.
Okay. And he's like, all right.
You drive hard Bugden.
Yeah, take it. Whatever.
Yeah, so 106 gold. And I should not post anything on Craigslist. Anyway, so yeah, you have yourself a double barrel shotgun. It requires
Sick.
it can shoot 2 shots before you need to reload it, which is like an action or bonus action. You don't have any ammo for it.
No.
That's
Do
like a
you
gold
have
piece to
ammo,
buy.
my goodness?
That's like that's gonna be another gold piece for 20. I got a box.
That's fine.
Gold piece for 20?
That's pretty much how
important to
ammo works, yeah.
remember that like a gold piece is like $100.
Yeah. That's just, I have 360 of those. Imagine all the shells. He'll be like, I'll take
I really ain't got the box. You'll have to
I'll
go
take 2.
somewhere else. I'll take 2
only
boxes.
have
Well,
a box?
I only got the 1 box. I mean, I'll take the 2 gold for the 1 box.
he'll like hold out a gold, being like, this is fine.
Whatever. All right, yeah, here you go. And you got 20 shells you can use for that gun specifically. So that's like modern bullets when it comes to D&D Beyond's quote unquote modern, just like fucking ball rounds. I don't know. I don't know shotguns.
You're
Anyway,
fine. It's like you got birdshot, you got.
Does anyone
buckshot.
here sell napalm?
no, nobody here sells napalm.
It's okay, we're fighting a crystal anyway. Probably
You can make it with styrofoam and gasoline.
Anyway, we're gonna
We don't
move
have
on.
Styrofoam. It's the 18th century.
We don't need the anarchist cookbook
19th
here
century.
live on air.
Yeah, that's got to be against TOS. Let's move on. Is that all the prep we can do?
If there's anything else you can think of, you're not traveling super long, so you can kind of spend some more time here and not
So
feel
let's-
like super
Let's
haggard
think about
about
how
it.
we want to approach this.
We don't know what we're approaching, so that's kind of hard.
So we might want to not teleport directly to the Harthsteader mine, because it would really suck to teleport there and realize that it's heavily guarded and we just drop in the middle of it.
We have. I mean, isn't our giant tower? Can our giant tower take us there? This guy's investigating crystals.
No, we're
Yeah,
teleport.
it could, yeah, it can take you there, but it's going to take real life time.
Yeah,
Teleportation
we-
is like you're there.
I mean, I know we want to destroy this thing, but it's been there for hundreds of years. I'm sure it can wait another, week of.
Well, no, you don't have to.
Wow.
If your goal is not to like go directly into the mines, which might be hard if you know the rules of the spell teleport. regardless, if you just want to go to the town specifically to investigate first, you can do that too. It's like just teleport outside of town. Like
I
normal.
would prefer to do that.
Jack, sit.
Didn't mean
What?
to type sit.
Thanks.
Please sit.
What's up, Lucius?
Okay, one more thing I gotta know if anybody else around here. Very kind of weird, but just humor me, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do they have a morning star?
Like a mace?
That's like the least
The Azers sure
out of
do.
place question.
I'm sure they do, but
Yeah,
you
a
would have
morning
to-
star. A morning star is
Great.
basically a mace with a pointed question to ask.
Okay. Do they have one?
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay. Is it? I'm gonna point to it and be like, hey, Clayton.
Yeah.
Look, it's a. And I'm gonna point to me, and then I'm gonna point to it, and I'm gonna be like, hey, do you get it?
Can you carry that?
Lucius, morning star.
Yeah. No.
Lucius?
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I'm starting to understand something.
Huh?
Uh,
Huh?
you know what? Yeah.
Stream can't see it, but I just gave Lucius a jack dollar.
I don't
you
want
can-
the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't want this. I didn't
I
earn
just wanted
this.
to know if they had one so I could make the pun.
Yeah. No. We all ended. It took me a second, but then I was like, "Oh God."
So I still don't get it.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a person.
That's another name for Lucifer, Morningstar. That's like that was before he turned to Satan. Yeah,
Huh?
Lucifer
Oh, I
Morningstar
didn't
was
know
the
that.
angel's full name.
Really.
Yep.
I think so.
God.
At the
I
very
need to
least,
reread
a
Paradise
very
Lost.
I never
a
read the
very
Bible.
specific TV show taught me that, so it might be up in the air. Do not take my word for it.
All right.
I believe you.
Well, if that's all we got, are we ready? I think we can teleport to the town. Question now.
If you
this
want to,
feels
you can
very-
even do a thing where you just teleport you and the carriage and the horses right outside of town and walk in as normal.
Right. Question.
Whoa, quality of mic.
Whoa.
What
What
happened?
just happens?
What happened?
I don't know. For some reason, the quality of mic just changed.
Whose?
Oh, yours.
You know what? Never mind. Nothing happened.
Doesn't matter.
Nothing happened.
No, hold on. I gotta check my mic settings now.
It's good now.
Don't worry. It's all good. You're all good.
That's really fucking weird. Sorry. But this I feel like this is an important question. How do we move us and all of these crystals?
We have a giant spider.
Right. So that's my question is, are we going to have to actually go there because we can't move all of these crystals?
I mean, if we just have the crystals travel.
Bugden looks at the crystals, looks at his teleportation circle, and just goes,
Crates of dynamite.
I don't know, maybe it will work.
I mean, we can carry a bit. I have more carrying space if you just want.
If you want,
well,
I can just bring the
problem-
tower over. You'll have to wait a few days, but I'll bring the tower over.
You know what?
Just
If
wait
it's a
a
few
few
days,
days.
I don't mind that. Let's
Yeah.
go with the tower.
we can keep ourselves busy.
Let's-
No,
Yeah,
like
let's go
you
with-
can go ahead of time, and then I can bring the crystals physically. It's just
Oh,
like,
that-
You know that if we do that, we're gonna run into conflict, and we won't have our dynamite because it'll be on the way.
We're not.
you
no,
can
I
bring
need to-
some of it with you. There's nothing stopping you. Just like the
Look,
whole load
If
might
we
be a
don't
bit of a
have
problem.
86
days.
dynamite, we can't do shit.
Castor, we can go 3 days without throwing a punch.
And I have 15 sticks.
Yeah, every time we've said that, it's gone real well, hasn't it?
I haven't.
wonder
thrown
why.
a punch.
Multiple.
We'll be fine. We can teleport there, stay in town for a bit, and then
Tie you to your bedroll.
when we are ready,
Excuse me, I'm not the one assaulting random men in manners that you break into.
He wasn't random. We knew
It was,
who he
very,
was.
it was very deliberate where the place I broke into.
an owl appeared before you and you socked him in the face before he opened his mouth. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
The Aracroa.
Yeah.
The hawk that you punched on sight.
Look, I don't like birds.
Look,
You don't like much.
remind me
This guy
to
here?
circle back
This
to
guy?
that. We do need to talk about that because you told me to shoot a bird if he got close, and I looked at it and it was not a bird, and I have follow-up questions.
He's
But,
evolving.
Don't worry about that. Stream can't see it.
Let's just we can teleport there. We'll stay in town for a few days. When the giant fucking tower shows up, is our cue to make a move. We're doing some reconnaissance is all.
It might be worth it, yes.
All right.
Also, please don't stop looking. You look over at him. He's very much in his prime age of like 23 or something like that. He's got some actual muscle definition. Not much, but he has it. It's like, please do not stop looking at me.
Simon, can we get Molotov to keep a constant eye on this guy?
And he just kind of like looks at Molotov, like, is this what we're doing?
And then Molotov looks away at you, and then they look back. He's an old man again.
God
Hey,
damn it!
hey,
we had
I didn't
one
look away.
fucking guy. All right, let's go. I'm ready to be there.
All right, so you guys all get onto the tower. You can take some of the stuff with you. There's nothing wrong with taking some of it, but I'm gonna say you can try to take your entire stock of everything, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult.
Just casually moseying into town with 4 crates of dynamite, 1 barrel of gunpowder,
That's a Gatling gun on the cart.
That's why I'm
and a
fine.
Gatling gun.
That's why I'm fine with waiting until it gets here for us to make a move.
All right,
You're starting to see why
I'm just
things are making sense.
I'm just
All
making
right,
sure of the plan.
Yes.
Real quick, I bought a bunch of rope, and if y'all want some rope,
I could use some rope.
Is
Yeah.
this
Really
before?
nice rope, actually, already.
Could use some rope.
All right, so you're all set. You want one, Simon?
Is this a metaphor? What are...
Nope. Hold it up. You want this?
No.
You don't want the rope.
What do I want? Why?
Would you like it
I can't
for
believe
maybe later?
doesn't want the fucking rope.
I
This
don't
is
want the rope.
this is goddamn ridiculous.
I'll kill all of you.
I can't stand it. Doesn't understand our American custom. of
All
handing out
right, he doesn't want the
your
rope.
friend.
I am leaving, so I'm taking 1 out of my inventory.
You
Give
begin climbing the small face that's kind of leaned down of the tower in order to approach and get on top of it.
And
Or
I'm gonna
on
take
top of the rock the tower's on top of. I'm sorry.
out of my inventory, and
Everybody else approaches inside the tower and goes up to the top floor, approaching the magical circle that beams with energy, as Volgan says to you, I will transport everything else physically. If you have any problems, we have the message stone. I'll see you in about 3 to 5 days. Depends on how much mileage I can get on this thing.
God, I need to open up a fucking bank account.
We do. We need a bank account, or we need just a treasure chest full of gold that we can just.
Why didn't we buy a chest? Oh God!
No,
have a
I
chest.
suggested we did this like months ago.
We have a chest.
It's like you guys are arguing about this as you like get.
Yeah.
As you go
Yeah.
on tower. And you guys do have a chest. You stole
with all
it.
the gold.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh.
It's that exact chest.
Where did we put that? In the carriage?
It's just been in the cart. It's just been in the cart.
In the cart?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't want to
In the cart or in your room. It's wherever you guys have
No
kind of
wonder
left it.
why I still have fucking 13 in just gold sitting in my pocket. I don't trust the cart.
all right.
Bad things happen to the cart.
Say we left it behind.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Are you guys bringing the cart with you through the teleportation
We're
circle?
bringing the no, not the through the teleportation, but we need to bring the Gatling with us.
Only the Gatling
I
gun.
swear to God, if we don't get to use the Gatling gun, I'm gonna be very angry.
It's again.
man.
Here's the problem. The Gatling gun is very hard to maneuver. It's very hard to get it where the bad guys are if they don't come to our Gatling gun.
But I'm sure all we have to do is set it up at the entrance of the mine and have Molotov man it. He only has to pull a trigger.
Molotov.
Yeah, you know how great birds are with guns.
If
Canonically, I don't know. It's
All he has to do is pull the trigger.
Why do you think
Into a straight line.
giving it to Molotov and he's
it's
going
not,
in?
Keep in mind, it's like an old timey world, like Civil War Gatling gun. It's a crank.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
Molotov would have to like fly up and down and like crank it like that. It's a very weird imagery.
Someone's got to stay behind and crank it.
Here's just what I'm offering. It's also 100% possible that we won't see the entrance to the mine by the time we get to the heart of this thing. So it's just one of those things where I don't know if we'll get to use the Gatling gun, and I don't want you to be mad for that.
No, I'm mad. I'm gonna be very mad.
Just saying, I could levitate the Gatling gun.
Is the Gatling gun under 500 pounds?
Oh yeah, of course. It's only
Imagine.
170 pounds.
The entire cart weighs more than that.
Well, just
Just
the gun
the
itself.
We'd have to unmount
It's
it.
it's like shooting a gun in space. You're just flying backwards as you crank it.
Can you fly one of us with it so that we can have a flying?
Sorry, concentration. Poof.
Yeah, he said you
Can't.
can only do one of those at a time.
Can you
figure it out?
At a higher level? Wait a second. Someone just has to hold on to it while you're teleporting
much.
or telekinesising it.
I mean, sure. Again, you can hang on to it while it's floating, but when it starts firing, I don't know if I can keep it in place.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not 500 pounds of recoil.
It doesn't matter.
I guess it's true.
It doesn't matter. You can when
in
levitate's
space,
cast.
a force acts on you. It's gonna push you in a different direction. That's the problem. There's nothing keeping you in one spot when you levitate.
It
So
looks
all that
Okay,
recoil.
it's really it's just levitation.
on the
not
fire hose.
telekinesis.
All I'm saying is I can move it to where you need it, and then I'll just drop it on the ground.
No, but watch. If you move it up to near a wall, and then someone like puts their feet on the wall, holds it out, and starts shooting.
It's a big boy. Like Gatling guns have to be mounted on carts for a reason.
Well, if it's
Mount it on a rock.
It's not like a machine gun or anything like that. It's like a full big thing apparatus that needs to be cranked, and it's heavy as hell.
We
Honestly,
work
I
out
think we should
one
try
horse
and-
beyond belief until it can hold a person and a Gatling gun, and then we ride into battle
Clydesdale.
with a Gatling gun strapped to it. You know how samurais know how to perfectly fire the bow on
here's
horseback?
the thing. The mines have tracks, right?
Mines, yes, they have tracks.
Could we
Only
not
up
just,
to the point they've been explored, you know?
yeah, could we not just take the cart down?
I honestly think we have to do that anyway.
Can you take it on a mine cart?
That much dynamite anyway.
We'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Let's just get to the town. Let's assess the situation, and then let's revisit this.
Sure.
All right.
As it
So
stands right now, we're making a lot of assumptions about
you're
what
you're
really-
teleporting outside of town or inside of town? Like Vulcan will
outside
give
of
you the
town.
choice. Okay.
Town
because
square.
because I'm not sure about this town.
We're
I
all
don't know if I can drop
teleporting
down
into
and be
the
like,
same porta potty.
So
I'm a son
everybody,
of God.
and with or without the cart and horses.
I don't know if a porta potty can fit a horse
I
cart.
mean,
Well,
if
we're
we have
out
to
of town.
already, if we have to already take 3 days for the rest of our stuff to get here, we might as well teleport without it.
All right. I'm just making sure. So
Okay.
you guys are basically taking everything that you can carry on your backs. All right.
Si, senor.
So Vulcan readies up the teleportation circle, and he goes, as soon as this is done, you'll be teleported into whatever mess is happening there. I can only imagine what might be going on, but I suppose we'll have to wait for actual eyes to be on it. Whatever it is, something speed to you. And he starts readying up the teleportation circle, and he just looks on and he says, whatever happens, happens, and you teleport.
After we teleport and we come back out right after we pop like right into existence, I'm like, I actually have a few questions. Fuck, I'm bad at that.
You teleport right outside of...
Be in chaos.
You teleport into the sand. Around you is tumbleweeds, various fauna that's various plant life that's able to grow in this environment. Cacti, mesas off into the distance, and the sun, kind of coming down on a sunset. You guys spent a lot of time shopping. But that may or may not just be like the DM says that this would be a better suited scene if it was almost night.
Yeah.
I
had a dream.
just letting you know, it's not like mechanically I'm trying to fuck you over. It's just this is like.
No, you're good. I already kind of wanted to approach at night.
And you see off in the distance the lights of a bustling town, except instead of people, all you hear and all you see are the flashes of gunfire, consistent, various, and frequent.
Chaos. We need.
See, I told you.
We should rub
should've
down,
jumped the gun.
There's too many civilians we could have hit with that.
I don't count civilians yet, boy. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Charging in.
Yeah, you here we'll go ahead and get some different type of music going here.
Casting invis.
Oh, I'm not casting invis. I'm gonna use a charge of my flying.
Oh,
my
it's not even
flying.
a charge; it's just like a duration. So yeah, you can just
Like as like we make the conscious call to go forward. Clayton is just gonna put up his mask and go, "Let's ride," and then just 2 huge bat wings just unfurl from his cloak, and then just are gonna lift him off the floor.
All right.
Simon pulls out his sword wordlessly.
It's very
I
unceremonious.
pull out my fists.
They were
Don't
in
you
your
have-
pockets.
Don't you have a longsword?
I do, but I don't pull that out because.
Okay. All right. And then the bard pulls out their lutes.
Ready to break it down.
Let's drop the beat.
Alright. You all rush on forward to the town, of which you only hear a cacophony of gunfire. Still consistent, still frequent. As you realize the state of the town, you notice various wreckage as if something destroyed it. Several buildings are boarded up, and some are even broken into, like giant-sized holes in them. From what you would understand to be the sheriff's office is where this gunfire seems to be penetrating from. Through boarded windows, you hear and see the flash of fire and screaming from inside as well. But the gunfire isn't inside. Well, it's coming from inside, but it's going out the boarded windows and slats made specifically for fire, as the bullets penetrate crystal. Giant hulking beasts that mimic minotaurs cleave down giant crystal axes down into the barricades as they attempt to break into the sheriff's office.
All right, I'm gonna go on record. All right, I know when I'm wrong. I was wrong about this. I thought we would have a few days here.
We'll just lie low. It's not like anything's gonna happen.
I mean, we
can
could
go 3
still
days.
lie low.
We could just turn around. Do you really? Let me ask you honestly. Do you really care about these people?
I do.
Yes. I can't help it. There's that little voice in my head that's like, but they're innocent people, and I feel like
You have a devil in your head. I don't think that counts as innocent.
I'm not in his head.
Yeah.
The
Not
other devil.
Little kiss.
Yeah.
Turn this up.
Through the mask. It's completely imperceptible. But he's just like, nah, it's we gotta do something. This is all right. Okay, let's go.
You approach as the setting sun sets even more, and you witness the beasts, 3 in number, cleaving at the sheriff's office. Gunfire from inside splinters out and tries to break pieces off, but they just regenerate, reforming. And I would like to begin initiative. And clear all this. All right, a couple. So go ahead and you can roll. We're doing this mostly theater of the minds.
All right.
Clayton, you are currently getting a bird's eye view of the current situation. The crystalline minotaurs are currently hacking away at the boards with their crystalline axes. Gunfire rings out from multiple sources inside the sheriff's office as they shoot out at these things, doing little to really stop them. You and your lot have already rushed to whatever this is, and we've already rolled initiative. So the first up, Crystal Minotaurs. They have not really taken too much of a notice of you as they're currently trying to break into this place. Except one does turn around and notice you flying up in the air, and then looks down below at the the 3 other individuals that are rolling up on him.
Literally rolling. I'm a monk after all.
Only
Gotta
one of
go
them
fast.
begins their nice little charge as the Minotaur starts running straight at whoever's in front. Who would be in front?
Sadly, probably me.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
Castor's the fastest. Yeah.
Yeah. Castor, there is a Minotaur charging straight at you.
I dab.
Oh, dude, used your reaction for that.
Shit. It's okay, it's not gonna throw anything at me anyway.
It is going to recklessly attack, though. So that means you have advantage. Oh my god!
Hey.
It fucking
Alright, so that's a 15? 15 hit?
misses.
Alright,
It's gay shit.
it charges straight at you. Horns jutted out as it attempts to gore you. You realize
Dab to the
this.
side.
Yeah, you dab to the side.
Dab to the left. And dab to the right.
Get out of its way. The rest of the Crystal Minotaurs just simply hack away at the boards for now. But they do seem to be making some headway inside. Castor.
What's the headway?
Probably about 50 pounds, honestly. These things are pretty big.
Yeah.
I am going to draw my longsword in one fell swoop and smash it down, wielding it with both hands
Alright.
on the Minotaur's back as I turn around from my dab. You know, I'm dabbing, and with my hand that goes in front of the face, I grab the sword that's on my back, pull it out, slash at him. I've thought this through.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's evolving.
16.
16 does in fact hit their AC.
Efficiently.
I have to roll a different thing though, because that's 1d8 plus 4, not 1d10
Alright.
plus 4. There's plus 4, right? Yes. Yes. Yes! 13. One better.
You crash down your sword, seemingly splitting the crystal as you ram it down its back, and it does let a nice satisfying crack throughout its body. You do notice that it's like beginning to fuse back together, but it can't do that until its turn.
Can I leave my sword? Can I leave my sword in there?
Sure.
All right.
Kick
I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure to grasp it properly. And what I want to do is try. How bent over is this Minotaur? Considering I just slashed him in the back.
It's basically at a 90-degree angle.
Okay.
Think
I
like
wanna-
a
I wanna
missile,
try
but
and-
Minotaur shaped.
I want to kind of twist the blade upwards so that it's sticking straight up. And I want to kind of climb onto its back like that.
Okay.
With the blade still stuck in the Minotaur's back.
Clayton's just watching the Eyes of Eagle Sing, and he's like, I have better eyes than most, and I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Alright. You get on top of its back, holding onto the sword.
Alright, and I'm going to stomp as hard as I fucking can and make sure not to pull the sword out. I want the sword to stay in there.
Okay, dokie. Go ahead and give me the attack roll.
That is an unarmed strike. Actually, let me real quick before I do the roll. Oh, no, I did it. Okay, cool. 21?
Jesus. Yep.
Anyway.
It's a good old-fashioned 8 extra damage on it as you smash down and crack even more.
And
He must have rolled a 9 with a modifier of 10.
I'll leave it as so.
Alright, no bonus action then?
Oh, that's right. I get 2. Okay, yeah. So bonus action is I do attack again. I forgot that I'm level 5 monk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, sure. On new one.
No, that time the 21 doesn't actually hit. No.
Actually, its AC changes every time it's hit.
So are you just consistently stomping down frequently, just bang, bang, bang?
Yeah. I'm basically curb stomping him, but I'm also on.
But he is
top
not
of him.
on the curb. So He's just wailing his feeties on the back of this thing, and it's working.
You just keep raising your feet up and smashing down, and you see more and more cracks as you just leave a small crater in the back thing. This thing's back.
Eventually, his face will touch the curb.
all curb stomps.
Are you spending a key point to for flurry of blows? Or
I am not. That is it.
Okay. Awesome. So that first Minotaur took quite some damage from that. And we're moving on to an unknown face that you do not see yet. But you will in just a second here. Let me go ahead and make sure he's on the initiative order here. There we go.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Quajin.
You don't know his name either. But as soon as his turn rolls around, immediately from one side of the sheriff's office, through a window that is currently boarded up, a massive Goliath burst through wearing oriental clothing, smashing through glass and wood alike like it was nothing, and screaming at a high, yelling tone, "Combat!" as he rushes in and fights one of the Minotaurs head-to-head, smashing and breaking with his giant warhammer. Castor, you look at this and you notice that this is strangely... It's this very strangely dexterous movement with a giant warhammer.
Warhammer's versatile.
They are not.
But he smashes bits off of this thing in a nice flurry of blows as he swings his hammer down twice at it, then like trips it and kicks it more.
I might have to punch this guy.
You might have to. But that is his turn. Molotov. What is Molotov doing?
I haven't assigned them a gender.
I believe their
that's my
gender
job.
is infernal.
I don't believe it's your decision to assign.
What's in your pants? Satan. You know?
They're just gonna kick into the air for now,
All right.
and just gonna start scoping things out. But I'm not looking through their eyes or anything.
Infernal flying buddies.
They're acting like you don't exist.
Pretty fly for a hell guy.
Yeah, they have
Clayton.
no claim on your soul. They don't really care about you.
Clayton continues to speak infernal to Molotov. It's just like, hey, hi, hey, what's up, hey.
Simon's sitting there
It's
like,
good.
only I can hear his response. I don't know what he's doing.
I know, Clayton's just being annoying. Clayton just likes to make friends.
All right, so Molotov's maintaining his position over the battlefield, as it were. Lucius, you're rushing up onto this now, and there are two other Minotaurs that don't... There's one other Minotaur that doesn't look like they're getting some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
So I'm not in combat with anybody, right?
You know, if you want to just be like, you just like slowly stop running and then don't participate, you can as well.
Play the ukulele.
No, I wasn't thinking of not participating. I was just trying to see. No one's looking at me like a piece of eye candy, right?
Yeah. Well, besides us.
You did show up in that suit, I'm just gonna say.
What's the range? How far away would you say I am to the nearest guy? Like, reach
You can easily run up onto them or stay within range.
Okay. I got a new thing I've been trying out. Or, that I haven't tried out yet. Sorry, eating chocolate at the same time. Keep myself energized, you know?
Yeah.
Chocolate does.
It is.
So, I got this thing. It's a weapon. It's not a Morningstar, though. It's kind of spiritual.
Dynamite.
No, I mean literally it's a spiritual weapon.
Yeah, he's gonna cast a
Yeah.
spiritual weapon.
So I'm gonna try that out,
What does that
and
do?
I'm gonna. So what it does is it creates a floating spectral weapon within range, up to 60 feet. That lasts for the entire, basically the entire fight, or until I want to cast it again.
Okay.
When I cast it, I can make a melee attack against it within 5 feet of that weapon, and they can take damage equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, which would be as if I hit them with my rapier, but it's a better bonus.
Yep.
All right.
And it's force damage.
I'm resistant to that.
All right,
And you want
so you can go ahead and cast that spell and then roll the attack.
You want to know the cooler thing about it? It's not concentration.
Oh yeah.
It's
You can
just a
just summon
spell.
that.
Yep. So I'm going to summon a spiritual version of my swag rapier. I'm gonna cast that, and I'm gonna basically have it hovering behind one of the
The Minotaurs.
crystal minotaurs there. Basically at its back, whichever way it's not facing, you know.
Right.
And then I'm gonna make a fuck. I don't. Sorry, still chocolate on my lips. I'm gonna signal it to, hey, look behind you, and then
Right.
that thing's gonna whack it or stab it.
Right, you roll
That's a
damage,
D plus.
I think
Yeah.
I think you still have to roll a spell attack.
Yeah, you still have to roll to.
Oh
to
shit.
attack.
It bases off your charisma, which is good.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing. Well, I mean, I get a hefty +7 to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one hits.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
take the roll before because I'm an idiot and did
So
them backwards.
both of those other minotaurs looking at this hulking man that stands almost as tall as them, turn to look at him as one of them gets smashed to bits by him, and then the other one gets its attention brought by you, and it turns around and it gets stabbed, skewered, with this spectral swag rapier,
Mm-hmm.
taking 10 points of damage.
And you know what's funny?
What?
I can use my bonus action to move it and repeat
You can't do that to turn you cast it though.
Yeah.
as a what?
You can't you can't do that the turn you cast it, but you can do that every subsequent turn. It'd be pretty broken if you could use it the same turn you cast it, like that.
Huh. Doesn't say that, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, because the casting's a bonus action!
Yep.
Yep.
But that means you still have your action.
So I still
And
have
you
an
can,
action!
like, you can like cast a cantrip. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Or stab something.
Yeah, get close.
Ah, man, I should.
Yeah, get close to this thing.
Well, I guess it's time to make or to cast new spell number 2. I don't think I've cast because we just talked last week. So now that he's stabbed,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna cast the cantrip Pull of the Dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna make that, yeah, stabbed, huh? Well, guess
needs
what?
a-
It's the big bing bong here, you know?
He needs a wisdom
Ooh.
saving throw, correct?
15. 15 wisdom.
That is a he did succeed it. But no, I love your spirit, dude. I love that spell. There's just cracks that are spidering out, like a web in his chest where he got stabbed and skewered and poked by the spectral spear. Not spear, rapier.
Rapier.
But he does manage to hear that toll that would threaten to shatter him, but he withstands it.
Yeah, he kind of like brushes off the illusion of spiders and shit, I guess.
Right.
Like, fuck this shit.
Clayton.
And then they're gone.
All right. So the one
All
that,
three of them are hurt.
Yeah, the one that Lucius just hit, because it looks like Castor's got them, and I kind of saw them kind of shake off what Lucius did. So I am going to bonus action Hexblade's Curse
Right.
on that Crystal Minotaur, and then I'm going to take an Eldritch Blast, or 2, actually.
That's right. Yeah, you can cast it twice
Bing.
with one cast. All right. So go ahead and give me 2 attack rolls.
It's a 9.
That's a 9. That's a 24.
That second one actually does hit.
Only the 9 hits, actually.
7 plus, I think it's 3 for my Hexblade's Curse now. Let me double check.
It's your proficiency bonus, right?
Yes, and 3. So that's 10 points of damage.
You do another 10 points of damage as one shot goes careening past it, but this noose ties itself around him, keeping him in place spectrally from the sky as one other shot, like, it hits the spectral rapier deeper into him.
All right.
I thought doing that Hexblade's Curse made your tummy hurt after you ate it.
Uh-oh.
I'm choosing not to think about that because it makes me do more damage. I'm a warlock, not a pussy.
You know, poison him if we
Anything
did
else
this.
as a bonus action?
Well, it's bonus action Hexblade's Curse, so I'm.
Oh, right.
I'm just hanging in the air like SpongeBob at the end of the SpongeBob movie.
Simon.
The closest one to me is Castor's, right?
It would be, yes. And you just see Castor constantly slam his foot down into this thing, breaking it like concrete.
It's like I'm in high school again.
How hurt do the other two do?
They all look relatively hurt.
So about the same.
Yeah.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can I cutting words on my own turn? Not as an action, but like if I'm trying to do something and they need to make a save, I can cutting words that, right? Because they're trying to make a save.
I think so.
Yeah.
You can still use a reaction on your turn. You just can't that's your reaction for that turn.
Okay. Just double checking. I think I found a neat little combo.
Okay. What is Simon doing?
I think. How close is Lucius to the one he's stabbing?
60 feet away, keeping my distance.
He's maintaining distance, absolutely.
Okay. That's good. That's not. Well, yeah. I want to catch up next to Lucius, and then ice knife it.
Okay.
Just from 60 feet away, just chuck an ice knife at it.
Right. Absolutely. Go ahead and chuck ice knife.
That should be.
Oh god, I looked over at your sheet and I saw how many fucking attack spells that you have set up.
Have a lot.
He's got like in the attacks or spells section, he's got like 3 pages.
Wizards.
So it's 25 to hit.
It does hit.
Cool. And it needs to make a dexterity save.
All right.
Because it's as well.
It rolled a nat 20.
So that'll make that save, so then it just takes the 9 piercing damage.
I believe so.
Unless it takes half the cold damage?
No, it just doesn't take cold damage if it makes that save.
Alright. So the ice knife goes into its chest and then it shatters. It seems like it was able to resist the shatter. But as like this spectral knife of ice careens into it, cracking it yet more, it simply takes both hands and breaks the rest of it off before it can shatter. And it looks angry at you.
Simon's gonna tip his hat. And that's
All right.
My lady.
It is now the Crystal Minotaur's turn. They all seem to start reconjoining themselves.
he just tips his hat. Minotaur.
Minotaur.
He's got it.
The one Minotaur that the big Goliath is fighting back, and it looks like he's having just a gay old time. You hear lots of screaming, you hear lots of, and the great Quajan will fell one beast more. And you're smashing and breaking. Honestly, that fight's its own self-contained thing at this point.
Can I get a knowledge check on whether or not I've heard this name before? It definitely sounds.
You can give me an intelligence check to see if you've heard of this person before.
What religion?
I'm gonna say that it's not because of the I'll say sure. I'll say sure. It's still a high DC, and this is a freebie.
At least religion, I get a bonus to it. 19, pretty good.
That's pretty good. He's a martial arts master. You don't know too much about him. He's not from the same school or tradition.
Good.
But he's definitely showing his martial prowess here. Why he's here You don't know, but you don't necessarily know much more about him other than that. It's honestly just like murmurs from people that have come to your monastery. So it's you don't have a whole lot of information to go on. You just know the name.
Cool.
But he
I'm
seems
satisfied.
strong. He does seem strong. The Minotaur that is currently housing Castor on its back is going to whip around and take its axe and try to cleave it into you.
I'm holding on to my sword in its back.
It is mostly a flavor thing. Do want you to know that. It is still gonna like wing you off a little bit and try to attack you. So it's gonna recklessly attack though. So it's rolling 2d20 and the highest one. At 15 plus 6. Is that a hit?
At a 21, just barely.
Just barely.
Okay.
Alright. It's 2d12 plus 4.
Ooh, nice.
That hurts.
You take 23 slashing damage as this thing lops you down on the ground and then takes a nice like slash at you. You're able to divert the attack so it's not mortal, but it does hurt like a bitch.
That's almost max.
That's yeah.
I think
Well,
I should divert it, if that's the case, because it passed my DC. It passed the DC for the Kensei weapon.
Oh yeah, did it?
Yeah.
Alright. The other one is its movement speed is 40 feet. You guys are 60 feet away. Clayton, not Clayton, and
Lucius and Simon.
Lucius and Simon. So it moves up its 40 feet, charging, and what you realize is that it lets go of its axe, and it's starting to fling straight at Lucius.
Hey, Lucius.
Uh-huh.
Do you still have that scroll of shield? Because you might want to use it.
This is an improvised weapon attack, by the way, so it won't
Okay,
do a whole
so
lot
that's
of
gonna be a
damage,
little-
but it's
yeah.
definitely trying something here.
I just don't like
Don't
that it's trying
worry.
to hit me.
For
It is a reckless attack, though.
for the last time, I don't have scrolls.
I thought I gave you. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't get
They
a chance
have
to
been
make any more.
gone.
All right. It's improvised, so it doesn't have its bonus here. So let me just see. So plus Dex, it would be Dex, which is plus 0. So yeah, that 7 does not hit you.
Just watch as it goes flying.
So yeah,
over
you're
our
just
heads.
like,
Okay.
oh man, I'm safe here. Then there's an axe that flies right by your hair. Made
Hey
of
Lucius.
crystal.
Never mind.
Huh. Hey, that wasn't nice.
Wait a minute.
You missed.
That is the end of the Minotaur's turn. The other one is trying to give its all, and it's actually getting some hits in, but man, is it not getting too much leeway against this Kuei Jin fellow. Castor.
So still having this guy's regenerating slowly, right?
Yeah.
Has it started regenerating around the tip of my sword yet, locking it in place?
Pretty
Well,
much.
that's
It's
it.
mostly other cracks that have
The
regenerated.
most sensitive.
Cool. For my weapon attack, I want to yank my sword sideways and try to like chip an entire chunk out with it, essentially,
Alright.
kind of like shoveling it out.
Fucking awesome. Give me that attack roll.
What if you just tried to use your bonus action to wedge it deeper in? Like just punching the hilt of it?
And then it
getting
just ate your
deeper?
sword.
Yeah, listen.
This sword doesn't have a soul in it. That's why I'm not using my
Oh, your
blade
keyblade?
of a key. Yes.
Keyblade.
That's his name. Don't yell at me.
It's just I don't play Kensei monks, so it's funny that they're just like this.
No,
is a
It's
keyblade.
not. It's a
different.
special
It's
thing.
not.
I named it that, and is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Raga.
That's a critical fail. I'm
Ooh.
gonna use a jackdaw on that,
Snap
actually.
the blade.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Use a jack dollar.
A second.
Another nat one.
It's
How do
okay.
you roll a nat
$1.
-4? What are you rolling with?
10. No.
It's not a nat 1.
It's not a
Yeah.
nat one.
I'm assuming it
But
doesn't hit
you. So you go around and you realize that the crystal is congealed around it enough that it's got a really good grip on it, and you just weren't anticipating that. So when you try to bend the sword to take a charged chunk off of it, you just end up kind of like bending the sword near you.
You just like go to pull on it and it just doesn't move, and you're like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You got a sword in the stone situation here right now. But that's just one of your attacks. So what's your next one?
I'm gonna use the second attack to now that it's bending. I'm gonna go all in and just
drop your weight on it.
Drop my weight on it. Yeah.
All right, absolutely.
It's the same thing.
You like it's like bending, and then you're just like, damn, and then you like reel around it and like using some sweet karate, quote unquote, attempt to like fling your entire weight to try to break even more, and it looks awesome until you aren't able to make any headway. So you're not able to move the sword in such a way that breaks more off of it, and it's just kind of frustrating.
All right, I'll take a key point to take the dodge action then.
All right, then I will take note of that.
$5.
I was just looking at Castor like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's cool because he like
having fun.
He flung you flung you off of his back onto the ground. You got like a nice like axe embedded in you. Pull it off, get up, fling around to the side of him to like grab the blade and try to rip pieces out of it. Fail, spin around the other side and try to break from the other side, and you're just not able to move the blade.
I'm literally pole dancing on my sword.
Basically. Kuei Jin has knocked the legs off of this thing and is beginning to laugh as he maliciously just starts taking chunks off of it. The laughter fills your head. It is deafening. This guy's got some lungs on him.
That.
But now the legs become small dogs that just rip at his ankles.
Molotov.
They can't do much.
They could get within touch distance, so you can cast a touch spell on it on one. The one you're messing around with is within 20 feet from you.
Yeah, but then I might as well just wait for my turn, because then I can do cooler stuff than a touch spell.
All right.
Because the best I could do is Shocking Grasp, but that's not going to be nearly as much if I can just cast a normal spell on my turn. So I'll just have them keeping an eye out in case more things start forming.
All right. Oh, real fast, Castor. I'm gonna give you a Jackdaw back. They recklessly attacked, so you had advantage on attacking them. So you have a Jackdaw.
Hey, wait a second. That means I have advantage.
That means that
second
second,
well.
that second attack. Yeah.
Give me that.
You can go ahead and give me that attack roll again.
20.
That's better. You actually, so the second attack where you tried to like spin around the other side and try to break the sword out again, taking chunks with it, you actually do manage to do it that time.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I totally forgot about that. So you do have your Jackdaw back.
Good there.
Lucius, an axe just swinged by your face, made of crystal.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. That's kind of rude. Like, you could have just used your words or grunts or whatever. So, who threw that? I mean, I probably knew exactly. But,
Yeah,
You watch him charge.
He's in front of you. He's technically still charging.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move the sword my way, or toward his way, and I'm gonna stab him.
All right, give me that attack roll.
This is a scene from Naruto.
Jesus
shit! A
Roll
nat
crit.
20, huh?
Yeah, roll crit.
2d8 plus 4.
Ooh.
Oh wait, what? Oh,
That's
what?
how crit works.
Yeah, on crit you rolled twice the dice.
So,
Working with twice the D.
doesn't change anything, right? So every 2 slots. Okay, yeah. So this doesn't matter.
Oh right.
That's sick.
11 points of damage.
So the rapier spins around in the midair and then goes shooting like a missile straight at this thing's back. Jams itself while it's still mid-charge, cracking it. You see the cracks form on the other side of its body. Anything else?
Yeah,
That's
how
bonus
far
action,
is
right?
he away from me?
20 feet.
20 feet?
And
Well,
charging. He has his horns pointed right at
while
you.
that blade was heading his way, at the same time, I'm going to head his way with the actual rapier.
Like a
Okay.
magic trick of swords in the box.
I hope you roll another crit and it's just like right through this guy.
All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll as you move up right to him.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
You're fencing the other sword through him.
Yeah. Okay, Jesus.
Another 11. Just
So,
that's beautiful.
this thing just is running straight at you and is attempting to gore you from a point where it thinks you're going to run further away from it. However, instead of doing that, you've decided to do the opposite and run right towards him. This kind of spooks him a little bit as you ram
I
your spear
have
right
no
into
fear.
it. It is your rapier is touching your spectral rapier inside of him.
Oh, whoa.
I'm touching rapiers.
he's his own fucking Jolly Roger from the side. He's just got the crossed rapiers and his own skull.
My God. All right.
How does that feel, big man?
He can't make noise. He's a living crystal. Clayton.
This creature attacked recklessly last time.
Yes.
All right.
So technically, both those attacks had advantage on them. You didn't need it.
You rolled max, yeah. I'm going to, at advantage, start off with an Eldritch Blast.
All right, you have advantage on the attacks.
Yeah. So that's a
Good
20.
thing too. Yeah, that one hit.
And the first damage will do 12 plus 3, 15 points of force damage.
Jesus. Right?
All right. If he's still up, I will go for another shot.
Absolutely.
17.
17 does hit.
Okay. 11 plus 3, 14 points of force damage.
That makes it you. So this is the one that's like basically right on top of Lucius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it is you rain down fire from above and using the cracks that have been forming around it, and then a shot falls down from the ground, from the sky, and cracks an arm off. The other one also cracks the other arm off. In a state of what you would describe to be critical, is what this thing is.
Oh. He just looks down at it and he's like, oh, he's gonna take another hit, ain't he? He's just like, oh, I
Simon,
really want him to go down like that.
or sorry, Clayton, you have a bonus action.
I have a bonus action, but I have nothing that costs a bonus action. I will just use my wings. I will begin to come down a little bit.
All right.
I assume I was like 30 feet up. Now I'm like 15.
All right. Simon. The one that fucking Lucius, like a badass, just charged, is currently looking pretty shit right now.
Hey, I just want to say, like a badass sounds like a Jack Dollar to me.
It does sound
That
like
was
a
based
Jack
on
Dollar.
luck, not
me,
skill.
but
You know what? Usually I wouldn't give it if people asked for it, but it is you make a fair point. Here you go.
You rolled 2 crits in a row. That was
That is
impressive.
true.
That
That in itself isn't that in itself isn't what got you the Jack Dollar. It's the results that got you, like the action that you
it's
had to roll
the
a crit. to do.
gusto.
Yeah, it was the gusto, not the actual crit. The crits don't earn you anything. The crits are their own reward. All right.
I'm gonna hit him with a Melf's Minute Meteor.
All right. So you cast
Just
that
gonna-
shit, and 6
load up those
meteors line up
E-balls.
around your shoulders, going up and down your arms, and like a gun, you've loaded it.
I shoot 2 shots at the boy, and protect Lucius using my evocation jump.
So they need a dexterity saving throw for each, correct?
Correct.
All right. That one fails.
Sick.
That one also fails. Okay, so the first one, gonna be honest, brought it down to 1 HP.
Nice.
But the next one obviously will just straight up kill it. So how do you murk this thing with your 2 meteors?
I just assume like I hit both of his kneecaps, so as he falls, Lucius's swords just drag up him and just split him in half.
Awesome. The cracks forming around it like spirally webs eventually bring it to a shatter as inside of it turns opaque instead of clear. It turns to basically a fine snow of crystal as each one of those things turn into gnats and fly off.
Clayton
It's kind of gross.
Clayton
Clayton.
fucking tenses as he watches the noose go into the sky, and he's like,
You feel the noose go into the sky. You've taken part of this thing within yourself, and honestly, you fall to the ground. The wings deactivate. You fall 15 feet onto the ground.
That's a D6 of falling
That's
damage.
a D6, a singular D6.
But you healed.
5 damage, but you did heal. I'll say that you could have healed it.
Okay, yeah, I
these
was
are
like,
essentially
'cause I
absorbing.
would have healed 8, and so I just,
Yeah. So you smash on the
just like,
ground, then you heal, but you still don't feel good.
I gotta stop doing that.
Honestly,
What is
you even try to get up, but your leg goes wobbly as you fall to the ground, and inside of yourself you hear, "Don't." But it's not the same voice you're used to hearing.
That's new.
Like several seconds go by, and the feeling subsides.
All right.
Guess I'm getting up.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, you're able to get up. Simon,
Goddamn.
anything else? That was your action to cast that. Anything as a bonus action? I forgot if you
Bonus
had
action would be to shoot it,
Yeah, you have
okay.
to action cast in a bonus action.
but I
Alright,
will move
alright.
closer to the fight.
It is the Crystal Minotaur's turn. The one that is giving Castor some trouble has started to congeal some more of itself, and is now healed for a bit more. And it, the other Crystal Minotaur that's currently fighting Kuei Jin is trying to get some more hits in, but it is hard to balance yourself on no legs. That is, in fact, when the legs do turn into other animals and go to attack him, but Kuei Jin just bats them out of the side, smashing them to bits. He is essentially bullying this thing. I moved on a little bit too soon. I forgot that there's still the one on Castor. Right. So that one does, in fact, try to get a reckless attack on Castor.
But it has disadvantage. Therefore,
Does
it's
it?
a normal attack. Well, because I'm dodging.
It's true. It is. It is. So it's just it's recklessly attacking to get an advantage. It's correct. Just a strict D20.
Also,
Is that
that's
plus
right?
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So that's a 2d12 plus, I forgot, 4. This might hurt just a little bit. Ooh.
That's fine.
Oh, that's bad. So you take your sword out by breaking a chunk of its back off, but it just responds by reeling around and, in the same motion, cleaving the side of you. You're able to catch it before it pierces too far into your skin, in an action that would be pretty badass if it wasn't so painful. But you do take 16 points of slashing damage. It is now your turn to retort.
I'm gonna retort. I'm gonna slash at it with my sword, double hands.
Right.
Now that I've splintered it out, it's a 13.
You would have advantage because he's reckless.
You
That's
do have
true.
advantage, yeah.
20.
Yep.
And I have to roll that damage because that's a D8.
Are you two-handing the sword?
Yes, I said that. I
Oh,
said that. I caught me.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. I see it now.
8. That's always one more, baby. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna attack with my
That's
sword
great.
with both hands again.
Awesome. Do it again. Advantage.
That's a 16. Do I need the advantage?
You can try to go for the crit.
I'll try and go for the crit. I
Eh,
didn't get
not
the
quite.
crit. I have to roll this again. 1d10 4. 11.
Ooh, nice.
Then, wait for it. I'm going to use action. No, I don't have that yet, do I? It's fine. I'll
You
use.
don't have action surge yet.
I use my bonus action to disengage.
All right.
Step of the wind.
Step of the wind. You disengage. You get your distance away from it. As you're backing off. Which is 30 feet. No, it's more than that.
40 feet.
40 feet. So you're 40 feet away from it now. As you have backed off. Kuei Jin murks this thing. The thing that it's fighting. It is shattered down to nothingness. The bits turn into animals. They are shattered to nothingness. Those bits turn into insects, and those are again stomped down into the ground as he lets out a mighty war cry. What is Molotov doing?
You still just keeping an eye out?
Just keeping an eye out. Lucius! This, it shattered to nothingness in front of you. What do you want to do now?
Was he the guy originally stabbing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to lock eyes with the next closest Minotaur.
That would be the one that Castor just disengaged from.
Okay.
And that's the only one left.
Ah. All right then. Well, okay.
Pretty much.
And you want to know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
With one rapier in each hand.
Oh my god!
How far away is he?
You can get to him.
I can
I'll
get
say
to
you
him.
can definitely get to him.
I'm going to yell like a mad lad and charge this guy, so they
my
know
God.
how it feels.
And I like it because mechanically you can just say that the sword's just floating in your hands. That's all it is. That's all it's doing.
It's
You're
just all
kinda
about
holding it for flair.
mental will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. so
Or
you
I
can
mean,
give
or
me a
I could
sword-
do the whole, rapier in one hand, and then like, you know when a mage does like that hand thing where it's like, oh, I'm floating like a little fire above my hand,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but it's the rapier, sideways, like hurling towards him.
Simon is proud.
So that's what I kind of like that imagery better.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm charging. So this is gonna go flying. I'm gonna do the hand motion to have that go.
You have
You
advantage.
do have advantage. You do have advantage.
Okay.
It
so
basically only uses its reckless attack.
do it. Yeah. What? Do it. What answers? Do I do it again?
Yeah, you do it again. You do it again.
Okay. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, you roll that again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Roll damage.
16 points of force.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you wing as you're in mid-run. You just like wing it, like the motion of somebody throwing shot put, but it's just hovering above your hand as it goes spiraling through it like Mach speed directly into this thing. One might see the tip go out the other end as it's speared inside and starts beginning cracking this thing. You then charge up next to it, rapier in other hands.
And I get to double this one too.
Yeah, this one also has advantage on it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Unfortunately, neither of those hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
neither of those hit.
wait,
So
do
you,
I-
it
Can I
kind of
jack
like,
all of that?
unfortunately, no, because you already have advantage.
Shit.
So you go to swing down your rapier at it, and try to stab more, but it's able to kind of get out of the way, and you're not able. And the bits that where you are like trying to stab just kind of tink off because they're a bit harder crystal than the others. But it's the thought that counts.
As it thing dodges out of my way, I am going to just swiftly spin my head at it and just give the worst fucking smile ever. I know it probably doesn't have intelligence to understand, but boy oh boy, if it did, it'd be shitting its pants.
You're starting to take up some of that heritage, man. Just letting you know it's showing. Clayton.
I can't help it.
I'm gonna get up. Clayton has that like watery mouth where like he knows he's about to vomit,
Yeah,
but he's just like,
I'm fine.
I'm so fucking. And he just kind of looks at Simon. And he's like, I forgot about eating the crystals.
We literally went over this.
I forgot. I know. And 2 Eldritch Blast towards the remaining one, but he's just like,
Okay.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Both at advantage.
Yeah. 17.
The second one does it.
9 force damage.
You ready yourself, and you're still kind of shaking on the first shot, and it kind of goes whizzing by him, hitting a board on the sheriff's office, to which you then just steady the next one using your other hand to kind of like get rid of that that sway you got on your tremor you got on your hand right now, and you managed to land a shot directly on the spectral rapier stuck inside of it, like resonating within and cracking it more. It is pretty damn hurt. It's close to critical.
It's just like a it's like he just rings. And he's like,
Simon?
2 balls at his face.
Awesome.
All right, I didn't know we were doing
2
balls.
deck saves. It didn't make either.
Sick.
So
13 damage.
How do you kill it?
I just hit him with it. He's done at this point. He's like, oh god.
just melts it down.
As the war screech of Kuei Jin subsides, there's but 1 Minotaur crackling and remaining, and then unceremoniously, and it just shatters down to the ground. Its bits turn into other animals and burrow into the grounds, leaving
He aims
you.
his hand.
What?
He aims his hand directly at Quasian.
Hey, no. Hold on.
He doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
he's just pointing his hand, and he's
hey.
like, what are we doing here?
Hold on. I will get back to you in 1 minute. And Clayton like runs off to the side and vomits. He's just like, we will get to this in a minute.
Simon still has to speak in Russian, though. Because that's the whole shtick he's got going
goddamn.
here.
All right. I'm going to look around.
It's good cop, Russian cop.
Yeah, I'm going to look around for any signs of another person or another threat.
There are seemingly people clattering inside the sheriff's office. Are they gone? Looking for me.
Yeah, we took care of them.
You hear after some time, the door starts to creak as if something's being pulled off of it from inside. And that's when this big smiling man wearing oriental clothes walks up to the door and kicks it open right off of its hinges. There, I have opened the door for you.
That was mighty unnecessary.
The man inside, now moving the door off of himself, and just goes, God damn it. All right. He walks out the door, kind of nursing a bruise on his head now. And inside, you kind of see other people, other townsfolk. This thing is basically jam-packed. Everybody that can hold a gun has been, and has been just shooting outside the windows for these things. As he just goes, I really wish that you would have taken care of them sooner, Kuei Jin. I was like, I'm sorry, I was finishing my nap.
Yeah.
If you hadn't come around when you did, I'm kind of worried this man would have just gotten us killed.
Well, we just happened to be passing through.
He takes a long look at Clayton, who is now shined by the torchlight inside. You that outlaw?
No.
To what outlaw?
Clayton Draze, a very lawful man.
To which are you referring?
Clayton Draze, member of the Dragon's Keepers. Bounty of 500 gold on his head.
500? What did I do? I mean,
What was done?
I have no idea what man you are referring to. I'm just simply a traveler here to pass through and save your town from these crystal monsters.
Listen, don't play me for a fool, man. I've had a tough week. I don't care why you're here. The only thing I know is that you and your friends here just saved our lives. You don't get into any trouble while you're here. Don't pull any highfalutin name. And I don't turn you in. You understand me?
I think we have one crystal clear message.
Do not make that joke again.
You have my word. I got a rock solid alibi. It was not the same joke, therefore, that I'm in accordance with our agreement. Listen, really, we're just we're only here. We won't be more than a couple days. Just waiting on something to come in is all.
I don't know why you're waiting around here. This place might as well be a ghost town. I don't even know why people are still showing up.
Yeah. How many people come through as of late?
Right now, just these 2 mercenaries. One you've already met, Clayton. Fellow to meet your acquaintance. Am I hearing that right, that your name is Clayton Draze?
I don't like the way people say my name sometimes, but that is it.
Interesting. And
Is
you,
it now?
why does your face ring familiar? He looks over at you, Castor.
I'm very normal.
I highly doubt that. But regardless,
I can't tell if that's a compliment or not.
Listen, if you're not sure whether or not it's a compliment, assume it's a compliment and move on.
well, I would like to spar with you, strong one, but for now I must continue my nap. And he walks back inside the sheriff's office, sits on a chair, takes a cowboy hat that was hanging on a rack, and puts it over his face. You hear snoring immediately.
Sheriff, how often have y'all had to deal with these,
Deputy, actually. Sheriff's been dead for a week now.
That makes you sheriff?
Acting sheriff, more like.
That, a title's a title.
I suppose.
We're actually passing through on our way here because of these, monstrosities of a sort.
Really?
They've been causing havoc all over the countryside and not the fun kind, so...
I can't imagine the chaos that's been spread. Right now, we're just kind of holding out as long as we can. Sent word to Governor Barnes. His only response, send 2 mercenaries. Keep quiet about it. I'm personally not a fan.
Oh, they're from Barnes. That's funny.
I'm gonna elbow Lucius and
The other one.
Simon. For some reason, I remembered his last name.
Yeah, you can call him by his last name.
And Nikivorov. And just kind of
Nikki. I like to call him Nikki.
He'll punch you.
pointedly gesture towards the door.
He'll pick it up and try and get it back on its hinges. Just the immediate. Oh,
Right, the doorway.
He just kind of looks at you, like pointing at it too. Like, are we going? Is this?
I interrupted his. Like, we should verify the perimeter at least for now. Make sure that there aren't any others coming in the immediate vicinity, and we should do this quickly.
He closes his eyes and starts looking through Molotov.
Molotov's currently giving you a bird's eye view of the entire area. From the looks of it, especially with his better vision at night, you're able to kind of pinpoint, without even a roll, that there doesn't seem to be any more activity. This seems to have been, at most, the last of them.
As you're doing this, I'm just gonna grab both of your arms and be like, "We should go out there and check right now."
Oh, he's trying to pull you away.
Oh, well, he can't hear you or see you,
but
so
he can feel you, so he can.
No, he's blind to his senses. He has no idea what's happening to him right
No,
now.
you're blind and deafened. You're not. You can't not feel pain or discomfort. Or if he's pulling your arm, you're gonna know.
Well, before Castor, before you're able to kind of pull them away, and you are being able to pull them away, the acting sheriff does talk to Clayton and says, "Yeah, just 2 mercenaries. Sure, they're strong, but one of them's not easy to deal with. To be honest, neither of them. You've met the big guy, Clayton. The other one's like some dark elf by the name of Ilana, some type of ranger folk."
Interesting. I'm enthralled with the showing up of these mercenaries, but I am curious onto how things have been around here.
Terrible.
Has anyone been up to Harthsteader Mine yet?
Well, we basically cordoned that place off for the time being. You see, these things are coming from there.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you why, but I would say maybe a wizard's animating them trying to play a prank on our prophets.
It's just a prank, bro.
We have our own suspicions.
Yeah, I'd say the prank is going officially too far.
Just we appreciate the hospitality here, and we'll keep you covered. In the meantime, I mean,
Listen.
6 mercenaries better than 2, right?
Listen, you helped us tonight, and that means that you are on my good list, at least for now. I still got my eyes on you, but I've already had my fair share of Outlanders. Alright? Outsiders.
I have that feat.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a background ability. Anyway,
You got the joke.
So for the time being, you and your lot are welcome to stay here. But I do got my eye on you. And I do not have time. I don't have time for any type of flutiny. You understand me?
Neither do I. I'm on a very important mission.
Whatever you're here to do, you do it. Make sure nobody gets hurt, nobody else.
Scouts
and
on.
you have yourself a place to stay.
It's appreciated.
While that happens, Castor's dragging us outside.
Yeah, pretty
Clayton,
much.
Clayton looks around, doesn't see them, and he's like, "Well, it seems my friends already went to make themselves comfortable. I'll set up my own lodgings tonight, I guess."
The sheriff gets a hammer out from a belt that he's clearly just had strapped onto him and begins starting to make as many repairs on the sheriff's office as possible. He kind of lets everybody know, it's like, it's safe to go now. Return to your homes for now. The first sign of anything like this, you scream, you understand? Come right back here. And a lot of the families that have just been huddled up, some miners and whatnot have been, some of them are staying behind to help rebuild their fortifications.
Yeah.
And the rest are kind of just moving on back. It seems like a lot of people prefer to stay close by. So some of like the more destroyed houses on the outskirts of town are just completely vacant.
Sweet. Free lodging.
I'd imagine you'd be able to actually stay there.
I don't want to be too far away, so is there like just empty houses or a place that I could stay for the night that's like near the...
You can stay here by all means. I'd appreciate the extra gun.
Yeah, you got it. And then we can switch over to whatever Castor has to talk about.
Yeah.
You can't tell me.
So Castor, you just kind of push them. Yes, we must maintain the perimeter, and you're able to get out of eye shot.
Yeah. Both of those mercenaries are probably going to try and kill us at some point.
And he kind of looks around to make sure no one's within earshot, and he just talks in English. And he's like, "Why is that?"
Well, first of all, Governor Barnes has already put out a call not only to every mercenary on this side of the Mississippi on your heads, he's also contacted and contracted multiple independent organizations that, shall we say, manage mercenary works to do the same. Now, presuming that my intelligence network can get me this information, I'm more than certain that selling that these two mercenaries now know who Clayton Draze is, will go after him. I'm also under the impression that I have a personal bond with the Dark Elf.
You and an elf.
A Dark Elf. They're a different race. It's the white ones you have to watch out.
He's one of those where he like comes up with all of this like hatred and stuff, but it's just because he's into them and he doesn't know how to express it.
No.
It's the racist version of a kid on the playground.
Look, I never said that I liked her. Just that I have a professional relationship.
You didn't
with her.
have to. Professional just means painful.
Back up. Anyway, point being that, I would not hang around those people, and we should also probably figure out where that elf is.
Casual question: do the robes that Koi Jin was wearing remind me of Castor's?
Not exactly, but there is a similarity to be had. It's not like a one-for-one how they dress. It seems like Kuei Jin likes to dress a little bit more fancy, but it is still very much like of a different country.
You are not from here.
Nor are you, spellcaster.
And he like kind of stops for a second, and he's like, yeah, that wasn't the question. You are a mercenary.
That's incorrect.
You remind me of that mercenary.
We share a continent.
But not a company.
No, not to my knowledge, not yet. The elf I can't be so sure of.
And he'll kind of lean in and be like, so it's only natural to assume you don't have a similar goal.
Of course not.
And he just kind of like leaned back and is like, okay.
Full trust. Full trust.
Yeah.
He has negative wisdom. He could try to insight check him if he wanted.
Negative wisdom and negative charisma. So he's like, yeah, okay. And he just kind of like looks at Lucius like, I don't. What's your take? This sounds weird, but I'll kill him.
Who, Clayton, or?
No, just anyone trying to kill us.
We're good, we're good.
I mean, well, who?
I think they're referring to the two mercenaries that have been brought in town by Mono Barnes.
Yeah.
I mean, if
You've only met one of
they're
them.
hostile, maybe towards us, but otherwise, why kill everything we see?
I don't suggest attacking them. I suggest doing what we can to not have to work with them.
Yeah.
The more we work with them, the more opportunities we give them to have an advantage over us, catch us off guard, or catch us when we're injured.
Castor,
I
I
say,
would love for you.
pointedly noticing the fact that I have 10 HP and multiple large gash wounds of axe in my body.
Castor, I would love for you to give me a perception check.
Figured someone would be watching. Let me find that.
Listening might be a little bit harder, but watching is what you're checking for.
7.
Oof. Killing it, my guy.
You want to do better.
Jack dollar per class.
Yeah, do you want to? Or...
Since I tried to use them earlier and I didn't need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I only have a +4 though, so I'm not. I'm
Only a plus.
yeah, 8.
Oh, god damn it!
Dick.
That means you rolled a 3 and then a 4.
Could
You feel off, a familiar eyesight, but you don't know what's looking at you. You do, however, have that inkling. It's the inkling that made you look over your shoulder.
Watching. I certainly figured that the elf is watching. I don't.
could Molotov be trying to catch my attention because we speak telepathically?
If you give him a roll.
Sick. And this is just a perception.
It's perception. I think he has advantage on perceptions, though, like owls do.
Perception, yeah. So he has advantage and a +3.
So that should... I just roll it naturally. I don't know how to do this with him. What? 21.
21. There is a shadowy figure looking on from a abandoned building through a broken windowsill, who has eyes on you, Master.
Does he give me like a direction or which building? Or is that what he knows?
He gets in within range to telepathically speak to you and says, "Turn your head to 30 degrees." No, not that way. Not that way.
He will just like kind of pull on Lucius's clothes a little bit, and then will kind of like wipe at his nose and then point in that direction, and then just be like, window.
Lucius,
what am I looking at?
you look through the window and you see a shadowy figure that seems to be looking at you through a broken window.
Dad?
It is.
Castor does look in that same direction after he notices the two others and sees the figure first.
No, I will not. I will not look in that direction.
Okay,
I refuse.
I will
would
note
pretend.
that they are looking in that direction, and I will receive the information that there's most definitely someone there, so that I don't have to pretend that I have a big perception. But I will not.
Getting bullets as he's like, I know, I don't have to look.
Okay, so from the corner of my eye, I see this. You know, not like turning my head and whatnot, but like, I see this. Can I give a perception to kind of tell what that is, or is it just shadow?
If you would like to, you can give me something further. You can kind of push this a little bit, yeah.
I could totally just shoot 2 meteors at it. I have 2 left.
It's unnecessary to get exceptionally hostile right now.
Simon is only exceptionally hostile.
So you want me to perception it?
Yeah. You can give me a perception roll to see if you can't see anything more.
Better than me.
Oh.
Ooh.
Sick.
Looking into the window, in the corner of your eye, you notice it, and you feel a cold sweat. When you turn your eyes to get a better look, you see a darkened face. It seems to be very, I was trying to describe, it has the general curves of what you would think an elf would look like.
Ooh,
But after that, it disappears into the shadows, and you don't see it anymore.
Oh man, I don't know about you guys. I need a quick little stroll. Get at these.
You know, like a stroll into like a group of people. You know, just a crowd.
Yeah,
I feel a sudden urge to be invisible.
Oh, man,
I feel a sudden urge that we should probably go back to Clayton.
I could totally just upcast invisibility and take all of us.
Clayton's just like sitting there, just like cleaning his gun.
Yeah, you're just like you're like in the deputy's chair. The big man Quasian is in the sheriff's chair, and the actual acting sheriff is currently just hanging around you more than anything. He pulled the chair closer to you, mainly because he feels safer around a known outlaw than that guy.
Yeah, and I'd like to imagine over time and like working with the gun. The gun has changed a bit. It's got like a longer barrel and like actually has sights now. And like some of the cracks are beginning to fill, and there are like spots where like Clayton's thumb and like fingers sit where like the rust is wearing away.
The longer you've had it, you've noticed that the gun has become more and more pristine is not the right word, but closer to something more akin to you could buy this from a shop and it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah.
And that's something you've also noticed. With the change of your own body, it seems the gun as well is changing as in tune.
You and your gun are going through puberty.
Again?
Get more than a soul patch.
It's almost it's kind of weird because like the grip has kind of changed to be more form-fitting to your own hands, which is kind of nice.
And and Clayton is just doing that and then reloading as he waits for them to get there.
The entire sheriff's house is just cacophony of snoring. It is loud. Most people that are staying here are only because of the safety of the place, since it's been boarded up and whatnot, and it's a lot easier to be here already than to move here when shit hits the fan. But nobody else is very appreciative. Just nobody else wants to say anything for obvious reasons. Eventually, the 3 individuals of your party do make themselves known as the night has fully set in, as they walk on closer to the front door.
Clayton is going to approach, kinda, so that he doesn't wake anyone up, and he's just like, "All right, everything kosher out here?"
Someone watching us.
Perfectly Jewish.
Kosher has its own anyway. Someone watching us?
Yeah, from the building.
Possibly.
I've been meaning to ask.
How many rich people have you pissed off, Clayton?
Well, running with the Dragon's
Besides
Keepers.
the ones we already know about.
Well, running with the Dragon's Keepers, your whole MO is pissing off rich people. You find people that hoard gold, you take it away from them, and you put it back into the hands of people who need it. I guess technically the only one you don't know about is the reason I had a bounty in the first place. This gun didn't come to me naturally.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Surprise.
it was on a Dragon's Keepers run. We broke into some rich guy's house, went down to the safe, and it was the only thing in there. It's just a locked safe, and it was hard as shit to get into the safe, and the only thing that was in there was this gun, and I picked it up because I figured it was worth something.
Insight check.
You can.
You don't need an insight check.
Yeah, I was like,
I'll
that's my
tell
backstory.
you when you need an insight check.
Yeah, and he's just like, and honestly, I thought I made it out with the worst cut, but at the end of the day, I was the only one from the raid that got a bounty put up for him, and it's just been weird ever since. But those are the only rich people I pissed off, I think.
Does that particular person have a name?
You think back to it, and honestly, the house is really just picked because wealthy looking.
Yeah.
Honestly, through a lot of the stuff you're looking through, and most of the papers you weren't really looking through, it is really just a rich guy that you robbed from. At first, you might have think that he's just like a collector of things, but that is like the most, like outside of most rich people affair, the gun was like the most strange.
Nah, he's just some guy.
Indicators of who it might be is hard to put into words using past memories. If you would like to give me like an intelligence check to kind of like piece together memories, you can.
Yeah, I'll roll just a straight intelligence.
It is going to be kind of high, but you might be able to get some insight.
I don't
Just
have
like me.
I don't have any intelligence ability either.
420.
Oh, that shouldn't have been with advantage. An 8. Clayton doesn't know.
An 8. No.
Memories are hard, man.
Unfortunately, no. Rich person house, weird item. It's the best you can really do right now.
Just some weird rich guy. That's all I got. But it's worth noting that Castor, when we went flying the other day, you pointed up at that hawk, and I used my pretty good eyes, and I looked up at it, and
Let's take this conversation somewhere else.
yeah, I can go for a walk.
Yeah, it's kind of like at the point of you pointing up to a hawk. It's at that point you notice there's no more snoring, but the guy's still kind of sitting there with the cowboy hat on his face.
Dummy's just listening.
Cap
him.
All right.
You
At
don't
that
think that
point,
he's the most subtle person you've ever
Yeah.
met.
At that point, we'll start to walk, and once we're a fair bit away, I will use a spell slot to cast my Summon Shadow Spirit, and I will
Okay.
literally just summon the Lone Rider to stay near the sheriff's place and watch if Guijing leaves.
He's visible, right?
So here's the thing: I am summoning him with the emotion of fear, so he can hide. He can hide in darkness. So he's just
Alright.
gonna find some shadows and sit there and be hidden. And
Right.
then he's just watching, and then I will walk with them. And once I feel we're a fair bit away, I'm just like, so you told me that if he gets close, I should just shoot him on sight. And that's been mulling over in the back of my head. There's not many people that we just take swings at when we, yeah, I know, and we just as soon as we see them. So I just was curious as to why you were so antsy about that guy.
Well, let me put it some other way. We've
Dressed like a
been
homo.
working together for the past, shall we say,
It's been like 3 months.
month-ish? 3
Yeah,
months?
it's been 3
3 months now. At time of speaking, I believe I've purposefully engaged in combat with a grand total of one person on my own as the engager of combat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that eagle. I don't fight people for no reason.
I don't expect you to. I've never known you to. Don't get me wrong. I've never seen you go out of your way to be effective in combat. But I don't know. That's kind of what sits with me so wrong about it. It just why, and then why tell me?
We live our lives fighting for the ideals which we hold dear.
Right.
Sometimes these ideals come into disagreement with one another. Thus is born conflict. Generally, it is only one side of the conflict that wishes the death of the other. But in all cases, one of the two will end up dead. My fight is not with you, but my fight will be with them.
All right. I appreciate that. I believe if I'm gleaning everything properly from here, you don't want to kill me, so that's great. You don't even want to fight me, but you do want to fight them, and you're okay with being the aggressor in that.
They want to fight me.
Oh.
Which means I want to fight them.
Yeah, all right, that checks out. All right. I never asked you this before because I didn't expect this. Are you in trouble, Castor?
No.
The way you're talking about this, people are looking for you and they're coming for you.
Not yet.
So you will be in trouble.
Most likely.
All right. Well, when I've been in trouble, you've been there. When you get in trouble, you holler.
I fully expect you to get in trouble far before me.
I fully expect myself to get in trouble 10 times over before you, but that's just how I roll. Trouble's kind of the name of the game here, but for now...
Can I get another perception check, by the way?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's been too long.
14.
Voice skirt.
So it's almost like before they were purposely hiding, but now they almost want you to notice them. Is what you're kind of getting from this. So it's like it's not making it too easy, but you do notice on top of the sheriff's office as you like kind of walk away a silhouette similar to one you've seen before.
I'm gonna use Molotov to shock and grasp them.
Yeah, a bird just lands on their shoulder and they just
tases them off the roof.
This one, particularly of a person that may or may not have been on top of a raptors in a barn at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can make the general assumption that Kuei Jin and this person are in league with each other. And it's
That's
entirely
my
possible that they
assumption,
know
but
that you're here
yeah.
and you haven't done what they have asked of you yet. So there's a bit you even notice that.
I concur with that assessment.
Yeah, even with your natural insight, you kind of get this idea of them showing themselves to you like this as you need to do this. And if you don't, there's going to be problems.
Either way, I think we...
All right, our time limit, folks.
Yeah, pretty much. With that, we end our session off here for today.
I was gonna say one thing, and it's literally just the end. It's just like either way, if Barnes said those guys, I don't trust them, and we should find somewhere else to sleep for the night. And we will just find somewhere near the sheriff's place to sleep, but not.
You're able to find a place just fine.
We'll dig a hole.
Very
Outlander
deep.
feat.
Do we still have the sending stones? Out of curiosity.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you still have the standing stone that you can send back to Vulcan. Absolutely.
Who has that?
You.
I think Simon has it.
Oh,
yeah. Anybody can hold on to it. He doesn't really mind who has it. It's just you do have an open communication to Vulcan if you need it.
Okay.
But
yeah, all I
and he
wanted to
could
do was
probably, if you really wanted him to, could send supplies early, and still bring the rest later.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
I can dispel Molotov into a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Does this include objects he holds?
Ah, that's a good question.
Does
I
this
don't
include
think so.
people he
I
holds?
don't think so.
I
It
don't
definitely
think
wouldn't
so
be people,
either.
but like maybe a small thing he can, like something that he can grip with his talon. You could probably bring with him, but
stick it,
like
right?
only as small as that. Like it,
Okay.
and that's me still being kind of liberal. I don't think it's supposed to be used that way, but I'm fine with it, like having like a small item with him.
Because I was definitely thinking, like, oh, if things get bad, I wonder if I could just hand Molotov the Orb of Suggestion in the bag and then just have him dip and be like, it's out of the equation.
I think as soon as like you die, if you do, like he still gets dispelled, and therefore everything in the pocket dimension would be popped out too.
Probably.
Or maybe just lost to a different dimension. That's entirely possible as well. Dimension
Or
shit
if
is
it's a plot
weird.
item.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. I don't think anyone cares about the orb anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do.
a lot of, you can assume that losses have just been cut on that, and it's really just the people that caused the caused the problem in the first place that want to be cut.
Oh, we can move the.
What if
we can move the Orb of Mass Suggestion out of the lead bag then, and we can put something else in there.
What if we give the Orb of Mass Suggestion to the Russian wizard and see if he can make it better?
This might be.
Well,
he might actually be able to
He
do
needed
something
like
with
an
it.
artificer, but he might. Yeah, he might.
he
be
might
able
know
to.
He might be able. He might know something about it, or maybe he knows somebody. He's an old guy. But
Yeah,
with
and
that
then
being
we
said,
just-
you guys find yourself a place to sleep for the night and discuss your plans for the next day. You know that the mines have been closed up, but you know that it's pretty a good chance that there's a straight shot to whatever this heart is at the deep of all of this. Whatever this crystal god is, you feel it's close. And on top of that, you also feel another force closing in as well. With all that said and done, though, we are going to go ahead and end it off now. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks everybody here at my table for playing.
No problem.
It's always
Sure,
great.
guess.
I love running for you guys. Honestly, you guys are some of my best players. And it always feels great to run for you guys.
You must have some really shitty players then.
I am.
I've had.
I am your favorite.
Anyway, you're on the list of shitty players as well, Zaltu. I know. I hope you know that. You're also on the list of good players too.
I will say that Castor has been far more engaged as of late, and it's been really fun.
It's been fun. I especially with sessions like these where I haven't necessarily had too much planned out beforehand, and that's really just writer's block and whatnot. That's kind of been causing some problems. Yep, I know. Shut up. But I'm glad that we could still have a lot of fun today. I really enjoyed it. So everybody watching at home, thank you. I don't think we're playing next week. I'm pretty sure Clayton and Simon are going to be gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, we cannot play next week. The new time, though, the week after is going to be 4 p.m. MST Arizona time. You make we're
7
changing it from 3.
p.m.
It's basically
Your
so
time.
last
Time,
3
aka
times.
the real man's time.
Right. The last 3 times we've started the show is when we're going to start it from now on. It's just easier to do that way for a lot of people and for me.
Works
which is the most important.
Pacific time?
The
The answer is yes.
Yes. No? I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
quite hear the whole question, but I'll answer both yes and no.
Good old idiot.
What? The classic quantum computer response.
It is
Anyway,
yes and no.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute the stream now. Everybody that came by, thank you so much, and Icy Pancake too. Thanks for following. I'm sorry I said it in chat, but I didn't say it out loud because I was running a game. But hopefully I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. What?
Bye.
Bye. Have a great one.
Bye.